You know, guys, people seem to like that new little MJ Morning Show song that Mark Maynard did, our Magic Mark parody song dude, or, you know, one of the guys in the hopper, and Mark's been doing great stuff for us for years. You know, when people think of the MJ Morning Show song, they think of the old Peter Cofield song, which is the one that goes a little like this. Just a little sample.
Time to get up, get out of bed. Let a radio genius climb into your head. Get a totally unpredictable start to your day. Get your daily dose of MJ. Morning show, MJ, let's go. From 6 to 10 with his crazy gang comes the voice of insanity. A man you can hang with. He's a little demented, but baby in a beautiful way. Get your morning dose of MJ, MJ. Time to wake up and play with MJ, MJ. Start your heart with MJ. He takes a crazy world and spins it round and round. Everybody is getting down with the sound of MJ. Morning show, got promotions and commotion. Everything you wanna know, only MJ Morning Show. MJ, time to get the party started, getting ready, let's go to the MJ Morning Show, go.
And, of course, the significance of that is a dude named Peter Cofield wrote that, the guy that wrote Just for the Taste of It, Diet Coke, and You Got the Right One, Baby, for Pepsi.
So many good jingles.
He wrote So Kiss a Little Longer, Big Red, he wrote that. I mean, the guy wrote some incredible, most memorable jingles in advertising history. So that is the Peter Cofield version. He did that for us for free back in like 2006, 2007. And then Mark Maynard, our Magic Mark parody guy, he sent this over last week as a late shipment in mystery merch. And he sent a USB drive, which was a bracelet. It was like one of those rubber bracelets, except it comes apart, and one end is a drive. It's a USB. It's a thumb drive, and he sends us a brand new MJ Morning Show parody song, and this is that.
Fester's fat, we know all that. He's got a butt that's really flat. Froggy is a total mess because he is full of IBS. Roxanne is a freak, I'm told. She is into eating mold. MJ leads his crazy crew and he is all of 5'2".
You should listen to the MJ Morning Show. Take it with you everywhere that you may go.
Nudie pics and crazy views. Lots of morons in the news. 8-bit hits and crazy bits. Sometimes even 80s hits. You should listen every day because they have a lot to say. Every day at 6 a.m. I am coming back again.
You should listen to the MJ Morning Show. Take it with you everywhere that you may go. You should listen to the MJ Morning Show. Take it with you everywhere that you may go.
So there you go. That's the new 2023 MJ Morning Show little parody song. What do you think?
Mark really sums us up well.
Yeah,
Is that what a crescendo at the end there? Is that what that's called?
Maybe a crescendo. I don't
Nice
know.
little.
Yeah.
Could we make suggestions for edits?
Oh, come on, Fest. Like, you know how to write.
Well, I mean,
Like what?
the best thing he has to say about Roxanne is that she's known to eat mold.
Yeah, and I just have IBS.
I mean,
it was bleeding ulcers.
I mean, some of the lines are really lazy, Mark. I'm just saying. I appreciate the effort.
I would love
do.
to hear your version.
I mean,
I'll tell you what. Why don't you write
That's
it?
not what this is about.
Why don't you submit?
Hey, Simon doesn't sing the songs.
Why don't you submit lyric revisions? And if you're such a genius songwriter over here, okay, Bernie Taupin.
Yeah, David Foster.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and write some new lyrics and send them over to Magic Mark?
Gene Siskel doesn't make the movies.
Well,
He just
I don't
just
think
kinda-
I don't think Gene Siskel's doing much anymore.
he
I can't-
sure
I can't-
isn't.
I
You know,
can't think of another movie
Hey,
critic.
by the way, what the hell was in that theater? The little set, the theater where Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert did their show. I mean, they both came down with like terrible, terrible diseases. Like they had to remove half of Roger Ebert's jaw and face.
Yeah, I remember I saw him on Oprah once. I'm like, where's half his face?
And then Gene Siskel, he got brain tumors. I mean, what was going on in that studio where they were
stressful show? Maybe
they were doing those movie reviews. You know, Siskel and Ebert at the movies.
the YouTube clips of them fighting, like trying to do promos, is the greatest. They hated each other.
All right. Did you just hear Roxanne's voice?
Hey, Rox.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, Roxanne's not supposed to be here today.
No.
No, Roxanne's not supposed to even be in the building. Roxanne's not supposed to be here the whole week. All right, something.
This is a computerized version of me.
It's AI.
Roxanne AI.
It's Roxanne AI.
The AI Roxanne also eats mold.
You know, we were the first to do that. We were the first, and other morning shows have since followed us. You realize we were the first in the country to rip apart that radio artificial intelligence crap where some companies are going to be using computerized voices instead of paying DJs.
Oh, I listen to the AI DJ every day.
Oh, my God. Well, the one we played like 2 months ago was just a horror show. It was awful. All right, hold on to the thought about Roxanne here. There's a Roxanne story. Are you okay?
I just sneezed. Sorry about that.
Dude, what was that? So Roxanne is here, and there's a reason why. There's a backstory. Hold on to that thought. Why is Roxanne here when she's supposed to be gone the entire week? We shall tell you next. Unless you're going to come up with some fake cover story with fake names. No?
No.
Okay, all right. All right, that's next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Back in a minute. MJ Morning Show on Q105. MJ and the crew on a Monday morning, 6:19. And Roxanne is here. Why is Roxanne here? Roxanne, you were supposed to be gone the entire week.
Yes, I was. So I told you guys we were going to take a boat trip and we were going to go like bounce around to the Keys. And so late last week.
Would you eat it on a boat? Would you eat it with a goat?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
I would not eat it on a boat or with a goat or if it floats. Okay. So anyways.
Would you eat it on a train?
No.
Would you eat some delicious cow brain?
I mean, if it's cooked right. I'd eat
All right, go,
brain.
that is a delicacy,
I mean,
by the
yeah,
way.
maybe
For some people.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not for me.
What,
No.
brain,
Yeah.
brain and eggs? Is that a thing?
No.
I'll eat tongue. I'll eat tongue. You ever have a good tongue sandwich?
Have you really eaten a tongue?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
have
no,
a-
cow tongue. That's like
You have not eaten it. Really?
Dude.
Have you never been to an old school deli?
old school deli. It's like pastrami and tongue.
I guess I have seen it, but I've just never tried.
Oh, yes, you
Steer
have.
clear of it.
Oh, yes, you have.
Oh, the best is when you go to
Yeah.
Sam's Club and they sell the entire tongue
Ugh.
wrapped in that plastic, and you see like the little taste buds on it. And you scare your kids with it.
And then you like walk around and like just lick people with
That's
it.
it.
Just grab it and just go. Just.
You say French me, and then you stick that tongue in their mouth.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
What are you, freak? What kind of freak are you, Roxanne? That's crazy.
So you're supposed to be on vacation,
Yeah.
and you are not.
No. So, anyways, then late last week was like,
Oh
the
my
captain-
God! Wait a sec.
wait.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Can
Hold on a minute. I just realized we forgot to mention that Taylor Swift and her boyfriend broke up. Okay, we'll get to that later. All right, I'm sorry. Back to your canceled boat trip.
Okay, so last week they're
I
like,
don't know if I can go on. All right, go ahead.
That's perfect timing for this,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, I know, because she's coming to town this week. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
so we found out that we couldn't get off anywhere. So it was going to be 6 days on the boat and no getting off, which, you know what? I was like, that's fine. Easier to pack
All
for
right, stop,
bathing
stop,
suits
stop.
and
All right, why couldn't
pajamas.
Why couldn't you disembark? You getting off and talking about getting off. I don't know. It just
I just got y'all. Whoo.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
that's perverted.
Who?
You two are the most unsexy talkers. You talking
Whoa,
about
you're
getting
talking
off. Who?
So
Wow.
you were supposed to get on a boat where?
In Miami.
And you were supposed to go on a 5-hour.
Yes.
How many hours was the
Was it
3 hour?
3 hours?
3 hour tour.
A 3 hour. Well, that didn't sound right. A 5-hour tour.
Energy.
A 5-hour
A
tour.
little long.
Yeah.
I've never got on a 5-hour tour.
And then what? The weather started getting rough. Oh, I think I have my little.
the tiny
Yeah.
ship.
Hang on a minute.
Hello?
The weather started getting rough. All right. So what happened?
So then
But the weather's bad on the other side.
it is. And they can't dock the boat anywhere. So we can't get off anywhere. And then it turned into if it's going to be anchored and the waves are going to be rocking and we're going to have kids on the boat. And they're
If
going
the
to be
boats
sick.
are rocking, don't come and knocking.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how many foot seas did the captain on this boat tell you they were experiencing?
That they're anticipating 9 feet swells.
Nine foot swells.
9 foot swells.
Really? Yeah, that'd be a vomit inducing.
Right.
Oh,
That'd be like the vomit comet cruise for you guys.
those are big swells. Jesus,
Yeah.
9 feet.
Captain
So-
said that you would not be able to call
Go
on
into-
any ports or
Right.
really?
Right. No availability.
And this was a private boat you guys were going to be on.
Yeah.
How big was the boat?
I don't know. Probably, a couple 20 feet.
Oh,
It's more than 20 feet.
With
Yeah.
6 people sleeping on it?
Yeah,
Get out of here.
Running my friend Chris Carolina skiff.
20 feet. Yeah, you gotta go on a snook fishing skiff.
We're taking the Key West out.
In the back of the bay.
Let me tell you, the family is melting. They were melting down.
Oh,
and
when you-
I'm almost like, we've been telling our kids for weeks, if you don't get your act together, you're staying home. You're not going on the boat trip. So we've been dangling this boat trip, and now nobody's going on it.
man.
So it's like Meltdown City. And now I'm just like, I'm almost happy about it because I'm just like, you know what? You got to learn life isn't a candy shop. You get disappointments in life. You got to learn to be disappointed.
You know what? Late March, early April, seas in the Atlantic can be a little iffy.
I'm sure they would have got a little antsy on a boat for numerous days.
Now,
Yeah.
is the boat trip going to be rescheduled, or is this thing just like lost forever, like Amelia Earhart?
I think it's more in the Amelia Earhart category. We're going to do something instead of boating, but we're not going to be on a boat.
And
right
who
now.
were you going to be on the boat with?
Me, Doug, Daviana, Evelyn, Kettle, Dunice, and
Denise can't drive the boat with those little hands.
She's not driving. She's there
Can
for
I say who you're going to be on the boat with? It's canceled.
It doesn't
so-
matter. It doesn't matter. But we'll
right,
get to that in a
so-
second. Can I just let me tell you my important thing?
Yes.
Because this is my story.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is the important thing.
And so another thing, I'm working with my family, and I'm like, it doesn't matter where you go. It matters quality time of vacations with people you care about. And then most importantly, my older daughter, with all of her like Titanic spirits that are like suction to her, who's to say that we didn't go on the ship and then the ship sank with all of her ghosts from the Titanic? So maybe it's meant to be.
That's the important part.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think that your daughter's fascination with Titanic might be foreshadowing?
I didn't tell my kids
and
that.
might have foreshadowed the sinking of the yacht that you were supposed to be on?
Yeah.
All right, so without making up your names like Kettle and Lulu and whoever, why don't you say who you were supposed to be on the boat with?
All
right, it's Derek Jeter.
That's the
So,
family privacy vacation.
All right, so Roxanne and Doug and the kids are supposed to be vacationing on this boat with Derek Jeter and his family because, Doug and Derek Jeter are, childhood friends. So I think it's very plausible that that Derek Jeter chartered a 20-foot skiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very plausible. So how big was the boat that you were supposed to be
I
on?
don't know. I didn't see it. I never got a
120
chance
foot
to
yacht?
see it. I don't know.
Who was paying for it?
I'm sure Daviana's checking account, whatever we have saved for her college, is going to come from Daviana's
Pig
college
bank.
fund.
Roxanne's 5-year-old daughter was paying for the whole trip.
All the money she found in her Easter eggs.
Yeah.
It's going to pay for the gas.
So it's canceled?
Yeah, it's canceled.
Was there a deposit put down?
I don't ask any of these questions.
Well, I'm sure they get the listen. If they cancel due to weather, you're going to get your deposit back.
All right, so was it like one of those boats that you see like on that TV show Below Deck?
I don't know. I didn't see a picture.
I don't know.
That's a giant yacht where you tip like $25,000 at the end of the trip.
You tip $25,000?
Yeah. Have you ever seen that show Below Deck?
You would enjoy Below
I've
Deck.
never seen Below
At
Deck.
the end,
I think I've heard of it.
At the end, everybody lines up and the captain shakes the customer's hand, and they hand the captain an envelope of cash.
Like in Goodfellas at the wedding?
A big fat stack, and you can feel the captain doesn't.
Like I said, like in Goodfellas at the wedding?
And you see the captain take the envelope, thank the customer, and he doesn't acknowledge the money, but then they split it all up evenly amongst the crew.
Wow. They're like, this is a good one, or this one's a little light, guys.
Wow. Hey, Fester, why are you watching videos of cruise ships crashing into the dock?
So, Roxanne brought up that
Fester's watching a super yacht crash compilation.
This is amazing.
On
It's
YouTube.
kind of fun.
I've seen a bunch of these before.
Yeah.
Where yachts will take out like a whole pier. Or
look at these yachts are tens of millions of dollars.
It's like Rodney Dangerfield in Caddyshack pulling in his new boat. No, but Roxanne, so you're here just today?
Just today, yes.
So what are you going to do for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Just like staycation type stuff.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Why blow the week? You ought to just come in for the rest of the week and then bank it so you can have a real vacation. You're blowing a real vacation week. Well, I wouldn't do that.
Well, I mean, we're still going to we'll take the kids to a museum. We'll take the kids
great. You can take the kids to the museum on Saturday.
Maybe we'll go to a hotel, stuff like that.
But that's not a real vacation.
It's like we just want to do stuff. We just want to do something.
Listen, it's her time. Let her take it.
Let her
Listen,
do what she wants.
You can do whatever you want, but you're blowing a real vacation week where you could actually go somewhere and do something meaningful versus just, driving to the Glazer Kids Museum in downtown Tampa. I'm serious. It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, I will consult with you after the show for what you think my itinerary should look like for this week or for just
listen,
wipe it off and
Roxanne,
okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, MJ.
Roxanne,
Thanks for setting me straight.
I'm looking out for you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You don't get a crazy amount of vacation weeks.
Like you do.
And now, damn right I do.
I know.
Damn proud of it. All right. So, well, anyway, let's be honest here. I get 6 weeks of vacation a year. You guys get, I think, 2. But you guys
No, I get more than that.
You guys get all 6. I mean, because when I'm not here, you're not here.
Ooh, that's my deal. MJ doesn't. If MJ leaves during the middle of a show, I leave. I mean, I don't. If he's not here, I'm not here.
Do they know that? Have they figured that out? That when I'm gone, Froggy
What are we
and
supposed to
Fester
do? Come in here and park our
Second-
thumbs? I mean, what do we do?
Second line of the contract is
I know.
vacation days match MJ's.
They're gonna have you file in the sales department.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
But
Please
Roxanne,
ask me
listen,
to do that.
Rox, I'm looking out for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, seriously, don't burn up a vacation week and just piddle around driving to Plant City and Lakeland and the Glazers Kid Museum. I mean,
We'll do a Florida staycation. A Florida staycation. When I say staycation, I mean Florida.
listen, Doug is his own boss. You know, you're part of the morning show. I'm just, hey.
Thank you for looking out.
Just my advice. You want to burn a week on nothing, then go ahead. I would just go on a real vacation later this year, is what I'm thinking.
Judger, dude. Jeez. Maybe some people don't need to go to Italy for a slice of pizza. Maybe she wants to go to Brandon and go to Mellow Mushroom.
We're actually going to Largo. We're going to go to Largo.
Yeah, and
go to
whatever,
Sardo's.
you know?
Yep.
She's going to take a vacation to Sardo's Pizza on Ulmerton Road. It's 6:30 at the MJ Morning Show as we just get rolling. Hey, I got a pretty seriously good Morons in the news pile this morning we'll get to in just a bit. I want to talk to you about some of our great sponsors. 6:39 at the MJ Morning Show, and it is time for the early morons of the news here on the MJ Morning Show. Let's go. Come on, leave the Pepsi driver alone. I got a story out of the Philadelphia area. Philly guy charged with alleged road rage attack on a Pepsi delivery driver. Come on.
You know, people are really passionate about their soda brands.
Yeah, he was a big Coke fan. No.
Yeah.
All right, so this is out of Pennsylvania. Cops arrested a Philadelphia man last week, allegedly assaulted a delivery driver and shot him during a struggle. What the hell? About 8 o'clock in the morning, cops responded to the report of a road rage situation in the area of a Whole Foods grocery store. So I'm guessing the Pepsi dude's delivering Pepsi to the Whole Foods. At the scene, officers found a Pepsi delivery driver who had been struck in the head with a gun and had a graze wound on his hip from a bullet. Man, it could have been a whole lot worse. It was just a graze wound. The delivery driver said that a white van pulled in front of him, stopped abruptly. What does that sound like?
Like you want them to hit you from behind.
Yeah, what does that sound like? Of recent local fame.
Setup.
The brake checker on I-75 that caused the dump truck to swerve out of control. And they're still looking for that, was it a green Camry or something, right?
Yeah, that's what they think the vehicle was. Yeah, it happened about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, that's crazy. The driver of the white van, identified as 21-year-old Scott Thomas, allegedly got out of the vehicle, approached the Pepsi delivery dude in an aggressive manner. During the exchange that followed, Thomas allegedly pulled a gun on the delivery driver, struck him on the head with it. All right, now hang on a minute. Roxanne, this is a test. This is only a test. When you strike somebody on the head with a gun, what is that called?
You mean, what is it called in the courtroom?
No, just
The act.
in general, the act of taking a gun and whacking somebody over the head with it.
Oh, pistol whip.
That is very good. 100%.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely. Nice.
Oh, I know my lingo. Yes.
All right, so the guy gets pistol whipped, and if that wasn't bad enough, then the dude shoots the Pepsi guy. The two men get into a struggle. The gun goes off. The driver is injured. Luckily, it was only a hip graze. Man, that could have been like a bullet to the femoral artery or something.
Yeah, that'll take you down for good.
Oh, my God.
Was the Pepsi okay?
Yeah, I don't think any Pepsi was shot. Talk about the Pepsi challenge here, right? Abington police stopped the white van. This is Abington, Pennsylvania. A dude was taken into custody. What the hell? I mean, also an example of road rage. And, you never know the lunatic that's on the road next to you. That's why it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't pay. You should not engage. Just let it go. I mean, I know that it can be tough. I know that people get all amped up and worked up when it comes to road rage incidents, but just let it go, because you're so pissed off. You're so volatile and you're so angry, but remember, it dissipates after like 5 or 10 minutes. It's gone. So it's a blink in your life. Don't respond. If somebody does something crazy, do not respond. Just let it go, because you never know when you're going to have some maniac that's going to ram you, a maniac that's going to drive in front of you and slam on their brakes or shoot you in the freaking hip.
And isn't it true that people are more likely to act really, really like maniacs and act crazy when they're in the safety of their car and they have that barrier of glass between them? It's like people act even worse. A nice person all of a sudden turns into a road rage lunatic.
Can I ask you, are you regurgitating something psychological that you've read?
Yes,
So
I have read this before.
Do you have a report that you can reference?
I have to think back, but it's something, I can't reference the exact report, but it's something like,
Can you footnote this?
Let me footnote it and just Google search it real quick. But it
Can you put a
basically
little 2 up in the
So when you are when you're in the safety of your car and you have a barrier that makes you feel like you can get away with worse behavior than if it's you and I face to face in the store.
Yes.
So just look in the store.
You're protected by your metal car and glass.
Yes.
And the irony of that is if you do shoot the guy, you go to jail and then you talk to somebody behind glass.
So as opposed to
Well, plexiglass.
as opposed to walking,
Yes.
because walking you don't have the glass shield. So walking rage. Have you ever heard of walk rage?
It's not as frequent.
You've got road rage, then you've got walk rage. You're walking down the sidewalk and somebody does something and they walk right in front of you.
They cut you off on the sidewalk.
And then you take a bat and you clobber them over. That's walking rage. Or you pistol whip them. So walk rage versus road rage, where you've read something where
I know I have. Yes.
that you're
it's
like
coming back to me.
in a metal protective automotive cocoon. And you
People-
feel like you've got an invincibility?
Yes, normal, nice human beings will all of a sudden treat perfect strangers like
Pat
crap.
Benatar? We will be invincible, right?
Yes.
Until they bash your window out.
All right. Well, thank you, Roxanne.
Yeah.
If you could find that report, I'd love to read
I'm
it.
trying to, but think about this. People are acting crazy as can be in McDonald's, and not just McDonald's, fast food restaurants.
All over
and,
the place.
And person to person. So if it's bad person to person, it's even worse when you've got the glass protection.
Let's go up to the Villages. Ladies and gentlemen, the Villages, of course, is...
Florida's friendliest hometown.
From the Villages News, gotta love this. Headline caught my attention. DUI suspect with vodka bottle in child's car seat
Oh, we got to keep it safe.
allegedly flips off deputy.
Why is this in the news? Because the vodka bottle was securely strapped into a car
I
seat?
never said about it being securely strapped.
Oh.
You got the vodka bottle in the car seat, and then you flip off the deputy? What are you thinking? If you're driving around with a vodka bottle in the car seat, should you be flipping off deputies?
Isn't that protected speech?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're allowed to do that.
Technically, you are. That would be...
Yeah.
Do you remember? I wonder whatever happened to her. Do you remember? And I tried to search for it, and I don't know whether it got lost in the old Tampa Tribune archives or, the St. Pete Times, which then became the Tampa Bay Times. They purchased the assets of the Tampa Tribune. So I would imagine they have all the archives and the stories. But do you remember years ago, there was a young girl, and she lived out in like Brandon or Valrico. She was a high school girl. And I remember we did this story on the old MJ and BJ morning show. She was on Brandon Boulevard, and she was headed to her job. And she flipped off a Hillsborough County deputy sheriff. And the Hillsborough County sheriff pulled her over, and there was little to do. But then ultimately, it was decided, or I can't remember whether it went to court, but flipping off the police, while it's not a nice thing to do, I don't recommend it, but that is protected speech. And my recollection is that the young woman worked at Einstein Bagels right there on Brandon Boulevard.
Okay.
And it's still there. I believe that Einstein Bagels is still out there. And she flipped, and it was a huge news story. All the TV stations were covering it. We were talking about it in the morning. And I want to say she was like a 17-year-old high school girl. And she flipped off the cop. And she was, I think, originally cited for like disorderly conduct, something like that. So she was 17. She's got to be 40 years old now. Seriously.
Yeah.
Probably.
She's got to be 40 years old at this point, or somewhere close to that. So I don't know if anyone remembers that story, but that was a thing. Anyway, back over to this DUI suspect. Drunk driving suspect with a bottle of vodka tucked into a child's car seat. Allegedly flipped off a Marion County Sheriff's deputy. Ronnie Joe Swearingen. Like, I guess he was swearing with his finger, right? Big old flip off, right? Ronnie Joe Swearingen, 28 years old, of Summerfield, Florida, about 1:30 a.m. on Friday, was honking the horn of his black GMC in a parking lot of a Wawa in Ocala and attracted the attention of the deputy. Swearingen got out of his pickup truck, began stumbling around the parking lot, propped himself up using a vehicle parked in one of the gas pump areas. Swearingen spotted the deputy's patrol car and started yelling in his direction while raising both of his hands in the air with his middle fingers up.
Double barrel?
He
Wow.
double-barreled the cop.
That's commitment.
The hell?
And you're allowed to curse at them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Not that I think you should.
Swearingen got into his vehicle, drove a short distance before he was stopped by the deputy. An empty container of Bud Light beer was spotted on the front of the vehicle's seat. And there was a cold bottle of vodka sitting in the child's car seat in the back. And also a bottle of peach schnapps.
Jeez.
And 2 bottles of fruit juice were also found in the car seat as well.
That's a chaser.
He's got a whole mixer bar going on in the car seat of the kid.
Is that a fuzzy navel?
It's like
Right.
gopher.
Yeah. This dude, Swearingen, performed poorly in the field sobriety test. Oh, you think? Refused to do the breath sample. Booked for driving under the influence and was released after posting a $1,000 bond. Yeah, you know what? Stumbling drunk, double-barreling the police officer, having all kinds of open containers in your vehicle. Probably not a smart way to stumble through life there, son.
I think when it comes to flicking off a cop, it all comes down to the mood of the cop at the moment.
Yeah,
I
because
saw a video of a cop arrest a kid for flicking him off, and he was in a bad mood to begin with.
Well, there you go. All right, so that's early morons in the news on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. It's a loaded Monday. You're not going to want to miss a thing. I've got to get Michelle on. There's an ambulance story later on, and it's a local story. Did you see the ambulance story? Oh, my God. And then when I was telling Michelle about this, she's like, hey, did I ever tell you about the ambulance story that I was involved in? We'll get into that later on. Man, we got a lot of stuff today. Don't move. It's the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Want to welcome a brand new... 705, 702 here on a Monday morning, and I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. You know, I had a whole bunch of people ask me, hey, you shot that video while you were doing that long ski weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, and it's not what you think. It's not the Gwyneth Paltrow ski incident reenactment, which, by the way, is an absolute instant MJ Morning Show classic. If you have not seen it, Michelle and I recreated the Gwyneth Paltrow ski accident where the dude allegedly plowed into Gwyneth Paltrow. We reenacted the moment of impact, and the dude was just screaming, goop, goop, goop. Gwyneth, give me some goop. Want some goop? 31 seconds of just brilliance, of reenactment brilliance, where I was the elderly optometrist. Michelle played the part of Gwyneth Paltrow brilliantly to a T, and I just rammed her from behind on the ski slope.
And then you guys spooned.
Out in Vail. And if you've missed it, it is on my Instagram. It is at Certified MJ Radio. If you haven't seen the video yet, Certified MJ Radio, and it's pinned. So it's the first item. When you go to my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, it's the first item. Take a look. It is brilliant. No, but I'm not talking about that. There's another little video. This is another reason why you should follow me. You never know what's going to pop up on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, because I did a little video also the weekend before last where I was very excited. And I just want to take this moment because I've had a lot of people say, MJ, you made this big announcement, or you said a big announcement was coming. When is it going to happen? Well, folks, in due course, I think I could start dropping some of the details maybe in the next week or so. But, folks, I put together a deal of monumental proportions. I'm so excited about this. You, the MJ Morning Show listener, are going to be the beneficiary of something phenomenal, incredible. So I will, in due course, because it's going to happen, not too far down the road. And I will do the big reveal coming up. So I'll do the pre-tease, and you'll have enough information coming up shortly. So the MJ Morning Show big announcement is coming up. Just regular listeners, trust me, you'll hear it right here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, I teased something a minute ago. 10 foods most likely to give you food poisoning.
All right.
And then I also said, man, don't you love when there's a recall and this happens? If there's a food recall, I don't want to say funny. I don't want to say comical, because there's nothing really comical about a big old nasty case of listeria. You know what? I think I need to emphasize that. Nothing really funny about a big old nasty case of listeria. All right. So,
what is listeria? Is that a mouth disease?
No,
it's like Listerine.
No,
It comes with the cheese, right?
It has nothing to do with Listerine. It's bacterial. All right. Now,
Interesting.
When there's a food recall, what causes you to chortle? What causes you to go, really?
Nothing. It's serious business.
No. I'm getting at something.
It's not a laugh. He's not making a laugh.
A chortle, a snicker, maybe?
Yeah,
a snicker.
a snicker could be a good term.
An eye roll.
A food maybe nobody would eat.
No. But I like the guessing here.
Right. Okay.
If there's a food recall, what causes you to snicker and go, really?
If it's like, maybe if they said, okay, this is being recalled because it causes you to have really bad gas. That would be hilarious.
How about they recall something like spam? And there'll be people be like, ugh,
all right, listen, I'm just going to cut to the chase.
Seriously, because your hints blow.
Yeah, they are terrible hints. What makes you chortle? Oh, okay.
I always get a snicker when there's a food recall, and it's like a perishable item that was already consumed like weeks ago.
That's hysterical.
You hear about...
You're sitting there laughing at your house because ice is recalled? Or what?
No, you hear about food recalls, and then it's for an item that clearly was eaten weeks before the recall. Or some time before the recall.
There are canned goods in my house from like 2010. But the things that are perishable, they go out in a week, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
fruits
certain
and,
things,
you know.
vegetable. All right, so here's the deal. And this is a big headline. Salad kits.
Oh.
Bagged salad kits sold in Florida public stores recalled for listeria. I saw this on Channel 8's website last night. A series of expired salad kits.
Come on.
Yeah, because you know what? Those salad, produce, especially cut salad. You ever have one of those in the bag that you leave in the produce drawer and it's like, damn it. And it's like 2 weeks later you forget about it.
It turns like that
It
green
it turns
Yeah.
into compost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's like a watery green.
It just starts decaying
Yeah.
in your fridge. Hey, honey, look, we got some good salad in here.
So then you get the recall news and you haven't eaten it. It's just all decayed. You're like, thank God we didn't eat this.
But the point is, the FDA said that Fresh Express, which that's a brand name I recognize, their salad kits that were found to have listeria during a random sample by the Georgia Department of Agriculture. According to the company, the salad kits are no longer being sold, have already expired, meaning they've already been eaten. But they were sent to retail stores across Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. No illnesses were reported because of this particular recall. But you look at the use date, used by 4/2. Used by 3/31. Come on, this stuff's already been eaten.
So when you buy a salad mix, how far out is the expiration date? Like a couple days?
Well, first of all, when you buy a salad mix in a bag, it's already chopped up. So the shelf life of that chopped up vegetable is going to be less than you having a whole head of romaine lettuce or a whole head of iceberg lettuce. Those will just last longer. So again, I get a snicker when there's a food recall, and clearly that food has already been consumed. Hey, good job. I mean, really, do you really need to recall it when it's already been eaten?
Yeah.
Like a week or 10 or 2 weeks earlier? Come on. All right, then, just kind of interesting, just the way things aligned here. I saw a Consumer Reports report on 10 grocery items most likely to cause food poisoning.
Is expired salad on the list?
Oh, wait a second. Andrew wants me to grab a call. Who is it, Andrew? Amy's in Spring Hill. Hey, Amy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, Amy, what's up?
So I had a little bit of a funny story to share. It's not funny, actually. It's not funny at all. But so a few years
I had a funny story. Well, it's not funny. Actually, it's not funny at all.
Is it kind of funny, like food poisoning totally funny?
It's actually very deadly. It's very sad. It'll make you cry. It'll ruin your day. All right, I'm sorry, Amy. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. So a few years ago, there was a bumblebee tuna recall. And it was recalled because a man, I guess an employee, fell in the tuna.
The guy fell into the tuna vat before it was being canned by bumblebee tuna?
I guess one day Bob was over there. He was cleaning out the vats of tuna, and then he fell in, and nobody noticed. I'm not sure.
Hold on. Was the guy mixed up and chopped up in the tuna?
It didn't say that specifically, I don't believe.
Was the guy's like shredded underwear found in cans of tuna?
I don't know what part of him may or may not, have been found.
Oh my God. Was his wang found in a can of tuna?
Well, maybe I ate it. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Hey, how long ago did this happen? How long ago
We
was it?
had one of the cans from the recall, and we had just made tuna salad that day and ate it, and I saw it after the fact.
Oh my, wait, the bumblebee tuna was recalled? Because a guy, hold on a minute, hang on a minute. Fester just found the story online.
It's from Snopes.
Did Bumblebee recall tuna contaminated with human remains? How long ago do you claim that you made the tuna sandwiches with the purported recalled tuna?
This was when my son was maybe a year or two old, and he's like 8 now.
So would you say 2016?
Probably around there, maybe.
Because Fester found something on Snopes that says, in March 2016, Bumblebee Foods announced the preemptive recall of some canned tuna due to an issue with the sterilization process. but that comes up as false, that it's not true.
Oh, well, I guess I didn't eat Bob then.
You
but
might not have eaten Bob's Wang.
sure.
Yeah.
Maybe
Wow.
next time I'll be that lucky.
Hey, by the way,
Okay.
Amy, for a special prize, can you sing the Bumblebee Tuna jingle?
Oh, no. I think that might have been before my time.
You remember when I was a kid, it was
I
like
love
bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. I love bumblebee, bumblebee tuna.
Wow, you-
Bumblebee tuna. And, it's good. And I want to eat a piece of Bob's
Yeah,
Wang.
Wang. I think that's how it goes, yeah.
All right, Amy, thanks for listening.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
You too.
Did you like our song? Oh, she's gone.
Yeah, that might be false, actually. All right, so I wasn't planning on taking the call. When we get back, I'm running a little late now. So when we get back, the minute we get back, seriously, among a lot of other things we got to get to, the 10 most likely foods that you buy at the supermarket that could give you food poisoning. I thought this was very interesting. 10 items most likely to give you food poisoning that you buy at the supermarket. Hold on, that and a whole lot more next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. You know, and Fester, get ready to bring up the Amalie Arena schedule. I just want to be able to confirm this. Hang on.
It's coming. Saturday night, August 5th, to the Amalie Arena.
All right, so Saturday night, August 5th, Amalie Arena, and I'm looking at the Amalie Arena schedule.
It's not on their calendar.
So it's not on the Amalie calendar.
But I found that they're going to be in Orlando at the Amway Center in July.
All right, but is that which year though?
2023.
Are you sure? Okay, so it says so the Freestyle Explosion.
It's happening in Orlando is where it's happening.
No, this one says Amalie,
but it's
right?
a different date. It's what I'm saying is they're
I'm
around.
confused.
Yeah, all right. So hang on a minute. Oh, what I just hit?
Oh, no.
Hang on a minute. Hold up. What I just hit? Why'd that just play?
I don't know.
I looked up the Freestyle Explosion
Hold
on
on.
Ticketmaster. Says there's no current events listed.
Why'd my traffic bed just hit? I've got the Freestyle damn thing. Man, our wide orbit system is the worst piece of garbage I've ever used in radio.
The band that made that traffic bed is going to play Freestyle Explosion to the traffic team.
All right, hang on a minute. Let me try it again. Hang on.
It's coming. Saturday night, August 5th.
Okay.
To the Amalie Arena. The Pacific Concert Group presents the Freestyle Explosion Throwback Jam.
Freestyle Explosion Throwback Jam. Freestyle Explosion. All right.
Oh yeah, July 15th, right here.
No, that's Orlando.
Oh.
The one at Amalie is August 5th. It says starring Stevie B.
Yes.
Hey,
I love Stevie B.
They ought to bring that Stevie B a little louder in the mix, kind of a little buried in there. So Stevie B.
Yeah.
Taylor
Yes.
Dane, yeah, baby.
I want to go.
Who was that? That was Barry.
Debbie
Debbie Deb. All right.
TKA K7.
They say TK
AK7. What?
Right.
What?
Shannon. Let the music
Yeah, that's a good
play.
one.
I'm trying to do the intro of Let the Music
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Play.
think
I
people
heard
just
that
going to do
All right,
one
so,
song.
Shannon.
Trenier.
Who was that?
Trenier.
Oh, okay.
Johnny O.
Who was that one?
He says
Johnny
it's so
something.
damn fast.
Yeah, you know what?
Say
Say the name of
Maybe
these one
Johnny
wonders
O
a
or
little
something.
Yeah,
slower.
something like that.
Cynthia.
Cynthia.
The Freestyle Explosion.
Freestyle Explosion. Hang on a minute. Who else?
With Rob Bass.
Oh, Rob Bass. It takes two.
He's worth the price of admission
Oh,
by
man.
himself.
It takes two. Rob Bass.
69 Boys.
Oh, 69.
Oh, I'm going.
Definitely
I'm going.
Let me see the Tootsie Roll. Oh, man.
Yes. Oh my.
And Freestyle.
That's a good one.
Tickets on sale this Friday.
Did I mention it was the Freestyle Explosion?
I hope there's breakdancing and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's Amalie Arena. Is it August 5th?
August 5th.
All right, so why is it not on the Amalie Arena concert
It
calendar?
could have just been announced. It looks like this tour does one concert a month. It's not like it's,
All right.
it's not like it's the Taylor Swift where she's in a different city every week for 4 nights.
So Michelle sent me a text. See, folks, radio advertising works because my wife is listening, and my wife, Michelle, just sent me a text. We are going to the Freestyle Explosion at Amalie Arena.
I'll go with Michelle if you don't want to go out
Well, it
that
depends
late.
if it's a weeknight or a weekend.
Well, look it up. What day is it again?
August 5th.
Did it say August 5th? Hang on, I've got a calendar on my phone. Let me go to August 5th. August 5th is it's a Saturday night. I can make it to the music explosion. Freestyle explosion. It's August 5th, a Saturday night.
So it looks like in
Yes.
May, on May 20th,
Right.
they're at the Songus Center in Lowell, Massachusetts.
The what?
I think it's after that Senator Paul Songus.
Oh, Paul Songus.
Yeah, Songus Center
All right.
in Lowell, Massachusetts. In June 10th, they're in Vegas. In July, they're in Orlando.
What's the name of the concert?
Uh,
The Freestyle Explosion.
I'm not sure this is helping sell.
It is. Michelle wants to go, and I guess I'm going.
Continuous explosion sound effect and weird monster truck voice.
It sounds like awful war games.
All right.
All right. So,
anyway,
so it's coming up.
Radio advertising works because my wife just heard the commercial, and she sends me a text. Hey, we're going to the freestyle explosion.
All right, I'm showing up for the 69 boys.
Yep. Tootsie Roll. All right, now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
My DJ Rob Bass, you want to see him?
It takes two.
Yeah, I
I'll go
love
for
him.
too.
All right, so how about Paul Lakakis?
Paula Haha?
No, Paul Lakakis.
Paul Lakakis or Paula Kakis?
No, Paul Lakakis. You don't know the famous Paul Lakakis song?
No.
Boom, 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 come on back
that's
to
a good
my
one.
room.
We can do it all night.
There you go. Look at that. That's Paul Lakakis.
Hold on, let's have Roxanne sing. Hold on, I want Roxanne to sing more of it.
Hold on. You never heard this song,
Oh, I've
Fester?
heard this.
Of course I heard it.
All right. Man, I haven't heard that. We need this guy in the freestyle explosion. My God, how long is the intro in this damn song? Andrew, you couldn't have queued it up to the hook?
He didn't know.
Holy cow.
Oh my God, how long? Come on.
Babe,
Hey.
I'd like to talk to you.
Here we go.
How's about coming back to my room for another
Boom, boom.
You've been
You
routine.
keep coming to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would work these days.
You know what?
That's not a great pickup line.
Now that I know the guy's last name is Lakakis, this is a really spooky song.
You can make me feel right.
My buddies call me Lacock.
Oh, my French friends do.
Paul Weinstein.
Oh,
Is that a plant by you?
What?
Yeah. MJ went to
Boom, boom.
high school with Paul.
What? No.
A texter went to high school with Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you know I'd like
A texter went to school with where did Paul Lakakis? Boom, boom, boom. Come on back to my room. What high
It's a
school?
girl. I got to ask if she went
Where?
back to his room with
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
No, she didn't. Paul Lakakis is gay. He tested positive for HIV in 1989.
Okay.
Is he alive?
He is alive. He and Magic Johnson has the same doctor, I guess.
He's
I don't know.
taking Biktarvy. Is that the commercial?
Listen, good for him.
Yeah.
All right. So
He went to
he lives in
He went to where?
Mamaroneck High School.
Mamaroneck.
Mamaroneck.
In New York.
And
in Westchester
Dylan
County.
also graduated. Matt Dillon, same grade.
Wow.
Mamaroneck High School in Westchester County, New York?
Amazing.
Right?
You tell me.
Well, that's where Mamaroneck is.
Yeah.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I got to move along now. All right, Michelle, are you happy you derailed the whole damn show with the freestyle explosion?
It sounds like an awesome concert.
All right. So listen, Michelle wants to go. That's all I need to know. All right. Now, 10 grocery store items most likely to give you food poisoning. And there are a couple of surprises on here. I didn't know this. So, are you ready for the list? 48 million people on average become ill from salmonella, listeria, E. coli, or other foodborne bacteria or viruses each year. It leads to 130,000 hospitalizations across the country and 3,000 deaths. Now, this is from Consumer Reports, and these are 10 kitchen staples that are most often linked to food recalls from 2017 through last year in 2022. Would you guys have any ideas what these items might be?
Well, I know all you have to do is think about the things you're not supposed to eat when you're pregnant. So cheese is on that list.
Well, you know what? Hang on a minute. But a certain type of cheese or a certain...
Soft cheeses.
Hang on. I'll get to it in a second. So I guess number one on the list are bag salads. And that was, we just talked about the recall of that was it Fresh Express, whatever the hell it was?
Well, I always think of like Listeria. Yeah, Fresh Express was the brand, but I always think of Listeria with things that are handled or like in the field.
Well, no, that would be a lot of times E. coli.
Okay,
No, but I think Listeria as well. All right, so here's the deal. The number one item that is most likely to give you food poisoning are the bagged salads.
Ugh.
11 deaths, 614 illnesses, E. coli, listeria to blame there.
Wasn't there a big ice cream thing a while ago with listeria?
Yeah, listeria.
Yeah, locally.
That was Big Olaf.
In Sarasota.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That was listeria. And Consumer Report says that with the bagged salads, the likely culprit is water contaminated with bacteria from animal droppings that's
Ew.
used to irrigate the crops. So how would you like some animal poop with your lettuce?
These bacon bits are divine. What are they?
They're not bacon bits.
Where did you find
No,
them?
they're not bacon bits. All right, then, and they recommend just buying whole heads of lettuce instead of the bags.
Okay.
Or the boxes of greens. Because a lot of times the greens come in like those plastic boxes, like arugula and spinach.
Yeah.
And that kind of, it's all like pre-washed, triple washed. Whatever. Well, apparently the triple washing doesn't get the,
Nope.
the crap off, literally off of everything.
Triple washed in animal poop water.
Yeah. All right. So next on the list, deli meats and cheeses.
Oh, dude, give me listeria right now. I eat deli meats every week.
Yeah, I just pick out a piece of ham and shove it in my mouth 5 times a day.
Deli, when you leave like sliced ham or turkey,
Oh, and it gets like oily.
it gets like that a sheen.
Yes, a sheen.
And then it even has like an iridescent rainbow.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
my
it.
favorite. I love what it turns.
And it stinks just a little bit.
And it smells. But you ever notice that cold
Yes.
cuts, they last like only a couple of days.
I know. And then they get that grease,
Yeah.
that Vaseline stuff on them.
Exactly. So what is it? Why do cold cuts turn so quickly? I mean, there's enough salt and sodium and all kinds of, junk in the cold
Yeah,
cuts,
there are
right?
enough preservatives,
I
you
don't
think.
I don't know
Exactly.
that they turn that quickly. I mean, you get a nice sliced salami. It lasts for a minute.
Well, hold on. Salami though is different than like the ham. You get like a boiled ham,
Yeah.
and man, I'll tell you what. I think it's like the ham and the turkey. Man, it just seems like you just bought it, and then you take it out of the little crisper drawer, and it's got
Slimy.
the
Yeah.
slimy rainbow on there, and it's like, oh my god, what happened to this thing?
You know
and
what
then it smells like my turlet. What's going on here?
You know what I noticed?
I'll take a turlet sub.
Please.
Starving.
All right, go ahead. I'm
It
sorry.
happens more often. The more organic it is, the quicker that happens. That's what I've noticed. Like the better the label is, like, oh, organic, this free, that free, range free,
Preservative-free,
preservative free,
yeah.
and then it gets greasier sooner.
All right, so you're saying the more cancer causing the cold cuts,
Yeah, the longer
the
it
longer it
lasts.
lasts.
Yes,
Dude, I'll take my chances on cancer 30 years from now than listeria today.
that's it.
What? Hold on,
Procrastinate
say
and health
that-
attitude right there.
Say that again?
I'll take my chances
Okay.
getting cancer in 30 years
All right.
as opposed to possibly getting listeria right now.
Again, we're going over the list of like the 10 most likely items to give you food poisoning from the supermarket.
So deli
And
meats.
cold cuts and soft and deli sliced soft cheeses.
So far, you've described every meal at my grandparents' house: salads,
Next.
cold cuts, soft cheeses.
Packaged ground beef.
Okay,
Now, I don't think we've purchased a ton of ground beef over the years. I don't think I've ever gotten diddly squat, but it is one of the items at the supermarket that you're more likely to come down with E. coli.
And you want it to look like fresh and red and not like gray.
Right. Or listeria, salmonella. All right. So next on the list, onions.
I don't eat those.
Did you have any idea that onions can be a big source of salmonella? Freaking onions?
What if they're fried?
yeah. I mean, can't you cook salmonella out?
Yeah. I mean, imagine. Well, because a lot of people use sliced raw onions on salads or whatever.
I like my E. coli well done.
Yeah, if you chop up the onions and you're frying them in olive oil or whatever for some kind of a recipe you're making, yeah, that's going to be killed off, no doubt about it.
I only like my onions in the bloomin' variety.
But I just didn't know that onions can be a source of bacteria and salmonella.
I don't eat onions because they make me stink, but I don't think they make everybody stink. Like,
What do you mean they make you stink?
I just feel like if I eat an onion and then I sweat, I feel like
What about garlic?
Okay, so hold on, Stop.
Do you like
Roxanne-
garlic?
Roxanne
I
has
do.
a-
I love garlic, but I don't eat a lot of it.
She
no.
has a belief that bulb vegetables, garlics, onions make her smell. And she's come into the studio several times.
Yeah, I have.
And she's apologized to me. First thing out of her mouth, hey,
I ate garlic.
I'm sorry. I had Italian last night and I ate some garlic. So if I'm a little stinky today, That's what
Hold
it
on.
is.
I feel like
Hold on,
it
you-
stays
but it's
with
not
me.
true. Wait, hold
Trying
on.
to say just because you ate Italian, you're gonna stink? What are you saying about
No,
Italian?
but you know what? That's my point. I don't think it makes everybody stink.
Wait a
I
minute.
think it just makes me stink.
Stop.
I don't think it makes Italians
Hang
stink.
on, hang on. So, are you saying that if you eat onions or garlic, it's a breath thing, or you think it's leaching out of your pores?
I think it's coming out of my pores.
Yeah. She is of the belief
Oh.
that if she eats garlic, the next day she will
Sweat it
give,
out.
give off a different pheromone
Yeah.
than she would the day
So-
before.
You're going to
So I
attract a
don't-
Luigi.
Hey,
Luigi's going to
something
come around and say,
smells.
"Oh, Roxanne, you smell so good. Oh, Roxanne, let me show you my sausage."
You smell like I can
Luigi.
slice you paper thin.
Jeez.
All right, next on the list, again, these are like the 10 things that are most likely to give you food poisoning, according to Consumer Reports. I'm not making this up. I'm not pulling this out of my butt. I'll talk about E. coli. All right, so turkey and chicken
A girlfriend of mine
are on the list. Yeah.
food poisoned her whole family at Thanksgiving.
Are you,
With the turkey.
Golly.
wait, are you serious?
Not cool.
You're supposed to cook the turkey.
Happy Thanksgiving, and she food poisoned the whole family with what, like a raw turkey?
Something wasn't right about it.
I guess
Yeah.
not. Oh my God, what happened? What was the?
I forget what it was. It was like the inside wasn't.
Were they throwing up?
Yes, bad.
Was it coming out of both ends?
Yeah, the whole
It was
family.
Just, they shut down the whole family.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
Yeah.
Oh man, I almost
Shut down.
I almost just hit the.
It
What was
shut
it?
down the whole
I
family.
almost just hit the dump
And
button over
whatever
here.
else you were thinking, it did that too.
Oh my God. Well, all right. So turkey and we know about that. I mean, chicken and salmonella. You know, the other thing with chicken, you're not supposed to wash the chicken. A lot of people will take like a chicken breast or thighs and, fryer parts or whatever, or even like a whole chicken that they're going to roast. People will take it and then run it under water in their sink. Oh, I'm going to get all the salmonella. They don't do that. They say never wash your chicken.
Remember back in the day, there was a video of a woman who would use dish soap to clean it?
Oh, are you serious? Like Dawn?
Yeah, Dawn dish soap, and she's like wiping it down.
Palmolive?
So you got to get all the bad stuff off.
No. So what they say is if you wash your chicken and turkey in the sink, that you're splattering potential salmonella all over the freaking place. That you just put the chicken in the oven and you cooking it at 375 or 4 1/4, whatever, that's going to kill whatever's there.
I pressure wash
But
mine.
make sure it's cooked through and through, unlike Roxanne's friend who poisoned. Was this last Thanksgiving?
Yeah, this past Thanksgiving.
What's
yeah,
her name?
We tried to get together with them after.
Who is it?
and,
What's her first name?
Teresia.
Will you stop with your fake names.
What do you think for Teresa?
Yeah, she probably knows a Teresia.
Oh my God! Just imagine. Do they live in town?
Yes, they listen to the show.
Are you what?
They listen to the show too.
Oh, I thought you said something else again.
It's like the scene out of Stand By
Oh
Me.
my God! So Thanksgiving at your friend's house.
Oh, what a nightmare.
That's terrible. Were people throwing up all over the
The
cornucopia?
next day, yeah, the whole family.
Yes, I'll have some of the pumpkin.
You just puked on the little pilgrims from Publix.
Little salt shake.
All right, so obviously turkey and chicken, be careful. And then, also something that's more likely to give you salmonella or food poisoning at the supermarket, according to Consumer Reports, pre-cut fruit such as papayas, peaches, melons, which are eaten raw, carry a salmonella risk. How about that?
I love all that. I love papayas.
And then lastly, finally on the list, and this is shocking to some, what's likely to give you some food poisoning is raw batter or dough, flour. Flour can carry salmonella and other contaminants.
Wow.
So you want to cook that crap.
That's why they tell you don't eat cookie dough,
Yeah.
which I don't buy that at all.
Well, it's the cookie dough you make yourself. Like the cookie dough, I think like the Nestle crap inside the sausage tube.
That's already processed.
Yeah, that's already like pasteurized, and I think that is processed. You can eat that crap all day long. I'll clog you right up too, I think.
Oh, no, it won't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'll eat it.
All right. It is 7:45 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. And thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to talk about how to tell if someone is lying to you. Now, over the years, I've heard all of these kind of tells. And if you talk to any gambler or like specific, like a poker player, they recognize a really good poker player can kind of pick up on the tells when someone is lying, when someone is bluffing.
Yeah.
In a poker game, for instance. But do you guys have any preconceived notions? What do you think, for instance, is a giveaway if someone's lying to you? Do you guys have anything that you picked up over the years where you've heard that if somebody does this or doesn't do this, that it means they're lying?
I've heard that there's one particular direction that you look that gives away that you're lying. Like if you look to one direction, it means you're doing recall of facts. If you look to another direction, it just means you're making a story up creatively.
All right. Now, I haven't heard different direction. I've always heard that if someone is looking at you and they're talking to you and they say something, and if they look away, I never heard whether it was left or right. I just heard if somebody breaks eye contact and looks away from you, that is an indication of a lie.
I watch a lot of interrogation videos on YouTube.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
And crossing your arms is an indication of a lie because you're
Defensive.
defensive. And
I thought crossing
Hiding.
your eyes is it's like a sign of hostility too, right?
I don't know, not in the interrogation I saw.
Like if someone crosses their arms, it's like it's not friendly,
Yeah.
Or they feel threatened or something.
Some sort of a sign.
Yeah.
Fester, anything?
When they start stuttering, controllable.
I don't think that's it.
Okay.
I don't.
I mean, that's quite a stutter.
My cousin Vinny lawyer. All right.
What are you trying to
Yes,
say?
Rox.
Okay, I think I figured it out with the directions. It's a right-handed person. If they look to the right, they are manufacturing a lie. And if they look to the left, they're recalling facts. So I feel like I do that myself. Like if I'm making up a story, I'll look to the right. But if I'm
All right, Fester, stop
Really,
it.
Roxanne?
Fester, stop. That's enough. It's enough. Stop.
So sorry.
Stop.
Okay.
I never heard of which direction. I just heard that if you look off to the side, that it means that you could be telling an untruth.
Well, try it tonight with Michelle. Go home and tell her what you did today at work, and tell her the truth, and see where your eyes go, and then just make up a story and see where your eyes go, and you'll figure it out.
The other thing that I'd always been told that indicates someone is lying is a shrug. If they're telling you something and they do it, watch their shoulders. If they do a shoulder shrug. Now, those are things that I've always been told or that I had heard about. Now, let me get to the actual new item here, and it's how to tell if someone's lying to you. There is recent research that was published in the journal Nature Human Behavior, and a glaring red flag. If you're looking to see if someone is telling you a lie, how to spot that lie, if a person's story or account includes all the details of who, what, where, when, and why, they're likely telling the truth. If they leave details out, specifics, they are likely telling you an untruth. But again,
I disagree with that.
I had also heard that a lot of people that tell lies, they overtell the story as well.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a contradiction. Researchers conducted 9 experiments in which 1,445 people were tasked with determining if actors were telling stories via handwritten statements, video transcripts, video interviews, or live interviews that were true or false. One experiment saw an actor playing a student who had stolen a test but was lying about it. Another followed a student wandering around campus and recounting details of their whereabouts. Participants split into 2 different groups. Participants in the second group correctly named the story as real or a lie with 59 to 79% accuracy. The group was also told to home in on the degree in which the message seemed complete, concrete, striking, or rich in details. So again, it seems the more specifics that are told, where all the questions are answered, that seems to be when someone's telling the truth.
See, okay, picture this. You have plans with someone and they call you and they're like, "Oh man, I can't go tonight. My kid's sick." And then you take it at face value.
And then you go out and you see them out with another couple.
Right. No, but if they call and they're like, "Oh, yeah, little Johnny, oh, he hurt his toe tonight." And then I feel like when there's so much information, then someone is trying too hard and then it might be a lie.
I would just be like, who? Little Johnny? What? Little Johnny? Where? Just lay out those 5 questions.
Little
for him.
Johnny's bedroom.
Yeah.
That's right.
Why? Because little Johnny's an idiot.
He is an
There just seems to be some contradictions because I've always also heard that people that overtell
Yeah.
or too much information, that they've thought through the lie and they're like overcompensating.
Too many details. The devil's in the
DMD.
details. You know what they say.
Did you see the passenger on an American Airlines flight that was kicked off because there was some altercation and then the cops have to come on board and then the guy ends up crying like a little baby? Did you see this thing?
I didn't hear him crying like a baby.
Oh my God, this is insane. A disgruntled passenger was removed from the first class section of an American Airlines flight. Now, the video went viral over the weekend. The passenger, as of what I saw, was anonymous. I'm sure people recognize who the hell he is. And he was apparently requesting a pre-takeoff cocktail. And somebody pointed out that according to American Airlines and the amenities in first class, that there is pre-departure drink service. But for some reason, the flight attendant denied this dude a gin and tonic prior to pushback and takeoff. And the guy melted down. Then the captain wanted the guy removed from the flight. So apparently the flight attendant must have said to the captain, "Hey, we got a problem passenger in first class." And listen, the captain decides who flies, who doesn't.
Yeah, captain doesn't want you on the plane. You're out.
Exactly. If they want you off the plane and you don't get off the plane, that plane is not pushing back. That plane they're not closing the door. They're not taking off. That is just an absolute fact. And this is just a bizarre story. The audio is crazy. And the guy melts down, and it looks like a flight attendant is actually recording this from the front of the plane. And we've got, hey, Andrew, make sure you put this on videos. Is it already up on videos? All right, that's something when I send you video and audio, just go ahead and automatically put it up because clearly we're going to get to it.
It'll be up there.
Yeah. All right, so it's American Airlines. The travel blog View from the Wing, they were the first to report this. And the guy is just flipping out. Now, listen to, I've got, let's see, I've got like 5 or 6 audio bites here. All right, listen to what occurred. And they're asking the guy to get off the flight. And then one of the gate agents, while the police are around the guy's seat, one of the gate agents apparently grabs the guy's phone out of his hand because the dude is also recording the police trying to remove him.
Hey, you stole my phone. You stole my phone? You don't know. You don't know. Give me my phone. Give me my phone. Give me my phone. I'm allowed to record. Give me my phone. You can't do that. That's illegal. Okay, I'll get up. Stop. Get up. Let's go. Give me my phone. Dude, get your phone and get off the plane.
All right, then other passengers start yelling at the guy because he's holding up the flight. It's like, get off the plane. And some guy in the first class seat behind this dude, he's saying like, you're not going to fly on this plane. Just get off the plane.
It's over
now.
Dude,
You're not going to fly. They are not taking off with you on this plane. So that was the dude behind. So they had 2 airport cops initially. Then they called in backup, and like another cop shows up, and then they start to forcibly remove him from the plane. Listen.
You know, stop. I'm getting up. Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, with your bag.
I'm trying to stop. I'm fine.
Get up, Black.
Stop. Too late now. It's too late now.
You're a little kid.
Do you hear this? Stop! He's like braying like a donkey. Stop! I mean, the guy sounds like a 5-year-old having a meltdown.
What a baby.
I mean, the guy appears to, if I were to guess, the guy appears to be late 30s, early 40s. And the guy is having this, stop! He's like crying as they're removing him. So the cops drag him down the aisle. They get him out onto the jetway. And then there's another video on the jetway.
What? I'm not doing anything. Down to the window. Down. Oh my God.
There's a grown man. He's like sobbing like a little kid. He's a grown man.
Obviously, he's not all there.
Something's going on.
I would guess.
And there was a reason why the flight attendant on American did not serve him a pre-departure. He wanted a gin and tonic, apparently.
Yeah, it sounds like she did the right thing by not serving this guy.
My God. I mean, listen to this guy. Stop. He turned stop into a 26-syllable word.
It's almost like they were tickling him at the time. It's
I
like,
know.
it's like I could hear a laugh in the middle of that cry.
Hey, who does he sound like? He sounds like an actor. Which actor does he sound like?
Oh, yeah, like a comedic actor.
Come on, yes. Come on.
James or Bob Goldsmith or what is his
Bobcat Goldthwait?
No, not Bobcat Goldthwait or whatever the hell it is. Come on, it's so obvious who he
Pee-wee
sounds
Herman?
like.
Pee-wee Herman?
No.
I hear Pee-wee.
There's Pee-wee again.
Come on, who does he sound like?
I can't get Pee Wee Herman out of my mind
Me
now.
neither.
Will Ferrell.
And
No.
what?
Oh, play
Yes,
it
he
again.
sounds like Will Ferrell. Sounds like Will Ferrell.
Stop. I'm getting up. Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That is a crazy, crazy story.
Oh, I don't know. I totally hear Pee Wee Herman in the laugh.
No, you are one of mine. My bike is at the Alamo. I'm listening to reason.
Yeah, there's no like follow-up yet. I'm hoping there's a follow-up on why the guy was booted, why they wouldn't serve him the pre-gin and tonic pushback or pre-flight drink.
Let's talk about your big butt, Simone.
But it was American Airlines, and I didn't see what city it was, but it was American Airlines. And yeah, when I was reading the story, I didn't see where it occurred.
Texas, at the Alamo. Are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas.
We
Pee-wee's
don't
Big
know.
Adventure is such a great movie.
It really is.
Such a great
I
movie.
forgot all these great
Yeah,
lines.
so good.
But, you listen to this guy, it's like, what's next? I want my mommy!
Stop. I'm getting up. Stop.
ladies and gentlemen,
Did he request any Mr. T cereal?
Passengers are nuts.
yeah.
Oh, and then in a second, there is an insane item. A woman's, I've never heard of this happening. A woman's new refrigerator exploded and destroyed her kitchen. Fester, you got to bring up the video so you can watch it as I play the audio.
Okay.
It is insane. But first, you know what's back? Rock the Cashbox is back right now. Yes, Andrew.
Your favorite music is on your button bar.
Ooh, we got good music.
All right, so do I have like an intro?
Remember the old one?
Is it music or is it like elements to the contest, Andrew?
It is the music that you loved so
song.
much last time.
All right, hang on. Let me hear it.
Oh, yeah.
it's time to rock.
Oh, God,
And then
that's
that's
awful.
it. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I need Mark Maynard. I need Magic Mark. You know what? He offered. Last time Magic Mark heard this.
It's time to rock with Cashbox.
So last time he heard that, last time we did it, he's like, oh, man, let me do a better version of that.
What's the matter with that?
I mean, yeah, it says everything we need it to say.
It's a little out of tune.
Yeah,
but-
it's
They
just-
only paid $15,000
No,
for that.
they did. The vocal could be a little better on that. So anyway, Rock the Cashbox is back. The most important thing is the contest is back and your chance to win the money. And we're going to give you the special word, and then you text the special word, and that's how it works. So this is going to happen over the next, I don't know, month plus, if I'm not mistaken, or about a month, maybe 5 weeks. So this hour's word is nice. 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 So right now, text that word nice nationwide to 45911 before 8:15, quarter after, and you got a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the My Q105 app at myq105.com. That's the Q105 app. So go ahead, text the word nice nationwide to 45911. Do it right now, and you could win $1,000 cash. So good luck as Rock the Cashbox is back. All right, now this refrigerator story is insane. A woman's fridge blew the hell up. I mean, her kitchen is destroyed.
This poor old lady. She's an old lady, too.
I wouldn't say I would say what, late 60s maybe?
Yeah, that's an old lady.
All right,
Not
now
these days, you know?
Have you seen her?
Let me see her.
Yeah, she's an
I
old
want you to listen to this. Listen to what happened. This woman's fridge exploded.
I was on the computer, and I thought there was an earthquake. It was so loud, And I came in, I couldn't believe it. The doors were on the floor.
Lenore Satterwhite couldn't believe her eyes.
And I just saw the refrigerator doors on the floor here and the holes in the wall.
These pictures show destruction throughout her home after she says her refrigerator exploded.
The whole wall was all knocked in.
Oh, look at this.
And the other side of the wall, too.
Look at the frame of her fridge. Can you imagine a bombed out car in Lebanon? I mean, that's what her fridge looks like. It blasted her cabinets. You know how you have the fridge sometimes, then you've got a little thin cabinet, and that butts up against the stove? The explosion smashed the cabinet into the stove. It also bent her entire stove out of shape. I have never heard of this. Her fridge, the doors blew off like a gas explosion. The doors were blown off, mangled, and twisted. I mean, it's like a car bombing.
Yeah, this is the worst refrigerator explosion I've ever seen.
I've never seen any refrigerator explosion.
Would this be considered a freestyle explosion?
Yeah, this happened. Yeah. This happened up like in I think the Pittsburgh area is where this happened. So, did you say free?
Yeah.
Freestyle explosion inside of Lenore's house.
Oh, Lenore!
Refrigerator explosion with the 69 boys.
She's 69 years old.
She could be. All right, but listen to the rest of this.
You can see the outside shell of the appliance still in its place with everything inside of it scattered all over her kitchen.
The doors blown off. Every shelf, every food item was destroyed. I mean, you look at the refrigerator doors. You have the molded plastic shelves inside the doors.
Yeah, you put the milk and all that good stuff.
They were just shattered. I mean, this refrigerator blew up. Look at this thing.
What a mess.
I mean, it literally looks like it was a natural gas explosion. The back of the refrigerator is blown through the rear wall. The walls are blown apart. All of her cabinets, the drawers are all blown out. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. Andrew, did you get the video up on our website?
The video is posted. I just don't see anything that shows a flame may have come out.
I mean, it could have been just the compression in the refrigeration system.
Yeah, I don't
Or,
understand.
that's what might have caused it.
I don't know. Maybe she was fermenting some sauerkraut or something. I don't know. Listen, there's no explanation for this.
None.
You know what I want to know? While we finish the story, is there anybody listening that had a refrigerator explosion like this? Has anyone had a fridge explode? Or are you an appliance repairman?
Yeah, like Mr. Appliance.
Yeah. So this was a Frigidaire, and it was brand new. The fridge was just like from last fall.
It's got those nice two big stainless steel doors.
My
and
God,
they're shot across the kitchen.
This refrigerator is, you know when you see a car wreck and it is so mangled you can't even tell what kind of car it was?
Yeah.
That's what the fridge looks like. Folks, I don't want you to underestimate. That's why I want you to see the video. The video is posted on mjmorningshow.com. If you go to videos mentioned on the MJ Morning Show, just go to mjmorningshow.com and just look for the little headline, videos mentioned on the show. Click on it, and then we'll have the link to this report from WTAE up in Pittsburgh. And when I say that you're not going to believe what this lady's kitchen looks like, you're not going to believe what this lady's kitchen looks like. And I never thought of the possibility of a freaking refrigerator explosion. So I'd like to know, anyone listening, have you ever had a fridge explode? Are you an appliance repair guy? Do you know about appliances? Did you once work at Circuit City? You work at Best Buy in the appliance section.
Any former H.H. Gregg employees, call in now.
If anybody, they came and went, didn't they?
Didn't they, though? That's right.
Oh, that's right. I haven't thought about that in a while.
I was trying to think of the most obscure one I could.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 800-990-1047. If you have any thoughts on
Are you okay?
I'm sorry, I choked.
It's all right.
If you have any thoughts at all on exploding refrigerators, what the hell causes this? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Here, listen.
The force so great it damaged her stove, walls, and furniture. Lenore called 911 right away, and firefighters responded. The Person County Fire Marshal tells me there's no evidence of an electrical fire or anything else in the house causing the event, saying whatever happened came from the refrigerator, but the exact cause could not be determined. Lenore says she just bought the Frigidaire refrigerator last fall. Just days before it exploded, she says Frigidaire sent a technician to her home after she requested a warranty repair since the refrigerator was making a loud noise.
All right, so the refrigerator was making a loud noise.
It was like a tick, 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 tick. She had just purchased the fridge. It was making a loud noise. She calls the Frigidaire repairman out. What did the guy put, like C4 plastic explosive in the back? All right, ma'am, I put a little explosive behind your refrigerator. That should alleviate the ticking you heard.
I'm gonna put a little boom in your room. But this is insane. Anybody?
If this wall behind the refrigerator is load bearing, because it's gonna blow out as soon as this thing goes to hell.
I gotta believe this is extremely rare. Has anyone ever had a fridge explode? Then I would also like to talk to any appliance repairman. Or do you fix appliances? What the hell could cause this refrigerator to explode like literally it had a couple of sticks of dynamite inside and blowing everything apart and wrecking your kitchen?
All right, according to the CBS News report that we have, It says exploding refrigerators are not unheard of.
I've never heard of one.
Right. There are some reports of this happening across the country. However, this news story doesn't cite any of them. So I don't
It says
have
also with a variety of manufacturers. So it's not just Frigidaire refrigerators.
Yeah, don't start laughing now, Whirlpool boys.
So it's happened with other brands.
He said, "This is your problem." He had the freezer part all apart, and he said the fan isn't working properly to keep the temperature regulated. So he had to order a fan
But just days later...
All right, so wait a minute. So you put a new fan in. How does that cause your kitchen to explode?
Well, I mean, the fan really helps keep everything cool. Without that fan, it went up to like 500 degrees.
No.
Before the repair could happen, this is all that's left of Lenore's refrigerator. She called Frigidaire.
It is a heap. The doors are bent. Folks, when I tell you it looks like a Middle East car bomb went off in her kitchen, it does. And you got to see the video. You're not, whatever I'm describing now, it is worse than you're imagining. You got to go to mjmorningshow.com and take a look at this woman's refrigerator. It is insane.
Look if she was just standing in front of that thing getting a Metamucil or an Insure or something.
Yeah.
Can you
would have
imagine?
blown her through the door.
Exactly.
Through the wall.
She would have blown her head off.
Lenore.
Lenore, we would be talking about a funeral for Lenore.
And it was her homeowner's insurance that ended up covering all of the damage.
Well, the homeowner. So is the homeowner's insurance, are they going to go after Frigidaire? I mean, a lot of times they, what is it called? Subrogation is the fancy term.
I got to check my homeowner's policy, see if I have exploding appliances.
Yeah.
I don't know if I opted for that.
Is that covered?
When I reached out to Frigidaire, a representative said in part, consumer safety is our top priority. We have reached out to Ms. Satterwhite to understand more. We are actively reviewing her product and service information records. As for Lenore.
I think that for somebody to go through what I'm going through, yeah. Or I could have got seriously hurt, huh?
She's thankful no one was in the kitchen when it happened.
Oh, seriously hurt. She would have been killed. Hang on. We got a refrigerator repair guy on the phone. Robert is in Ruskin. Hey, Robert, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, welcome.
Hey, good morning.
All right, Robert, so you're a certified appliance repair guy?
I wouldn't say certified, but I do repair them.
All right, so what causes a refrigerator to explode?
Well, your biggest problem is people usually push them too close to the wall. You need space. They get very hot back there. And what happens is your refrigerant and your coils, the coils constrict when it gets hot. And that causes the gas has to go somewhere, so it's going to come out. It's going to explode.
So you're thinking it was the refrigerant that caused the explosion?
Well, I think it's very possible that the refrigerator had nowhere to breathe back there, and it got too hot.
But that would also, listen, Lenore looks like she's like 72 years old, so I don't think Lenore dragged the fridge out of the back of her pickup truck and dragged it.
She said a repairman had just been there, and when they put it in, well, he worked on it and pushed it too close to the wall.
Or the installation, folks, but I guess if it was installed and then there was a problem, then the fridge guy had to pull it out.
To get to the fan in the first place.
Yeah.
He could have pushed it back in, and it gets too hot back there, and the coils constrict.
All right,
and the gas.
We need a safety stick.
But still, what I'm saying, Robert, is there must be millions of refrigerators across the U.S. that are technically too close to the wall, and you just don't hear about them blowing up.
No, it's a very rare occurrence. I've never seen one blow up. I've seen them usually they just pop a hole in the line to spray the gas out.
Gotcha. Robert, thanks for the call. Man, look at the lines are jammed. Jason is in Lakeland. Jason, you just heard the story of Lenore's blowing up refrigerator. What are your thoughts?
Well, I kind of don't agree with the guy that said it was pushed too close to the wall. I mean, because that's an everyday occurrence. But some of these refrigerators, they use something called R600A as a refrigerant, and that is isobutane, which is a flammable refrigerant.
Oh, butane, like lighter butane?
It's a form of the butane like they use in lighters, and even some air conditioning and refrigerator companies can use propane as a refrigerant.
Are you serious?
It can definitely be done. So you might want a more certified person to tell you that. But yes, there's definitely flammable refrigerant used in air conditioning and refrigerators.
Wow, refrigerator talk on the MJ Morning Show. Jason, thank you, buddy. All right, one more call on this, and we got to move on. Mark is in Inverness. Hey, Mark, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
MJ, longtime listener. I think you guys are overlooking the obvious. It's Ghostbusters. Roxanne can attest to this. It exploded just like a movie. There's a ghost in there.
Yeah, there was a whole other world in there.
Exactly.
Gonna call Bankman.
Yeah, Zool was in the refrigerator. All right.
That's it. You got to add that video.
All right, Mark, thanks for the call. All right, I'm telling you, folks, you got to see this video. You got to go to mjmorningshow.com, mjmorningshow.com, and this will get you thinking, oh, my God, is my refrigerator going to destroy my entire kitchen?
I'm kind of paranoid about mine. I think I might get rid of mine.
Exactly.
What am I going to do then?
We're causing. Just go to the old ice boxes back in like the 1910s.
That's right. Those never exploded.
And maybe the horse-drawn carriage can drop off the block of ice at your house every couple of days.
Cool.
You know those mixers you make shakes in, like smoothies and stuff?
Like the Bullet?
Yeah, stuff like that. I don't know which brand name it
Like
was.
a Vitamix?
But I know an attorney who represented someone who used that and it exploded while they were using it and sliced up their hands and
Are you
stuff.
serious?
Yeah, I don't know what brand it was. But anyways, it's my fear. And anytime myself or Doug is
You're
using
afraid of
that,
smoothies?
She's afraid of blenders.
I'm like, get the kids away while we're mixing this.
Everybody goggles on.
God, how do you feel about garbage disposals?
You got to put a welder's helmet on whenever you make a smoothie in Roxanne's kitchen.
You do. It terrifies me.
All right, go take a look at the video. It is insane. Go to mjmorningshow.com and click on videos mentioned and take a look at poor Lenore's kitchen.
My refrigerator, my ice box.
Telling you.
Then you see all the crap she likes to have. She's apparently really into cranberry juice because there's like a couple of jugs of it sitting on top.
That's crisper. That's just, she's got 19 stones in her kidneys, probably.
Yes, the best.
Yeah. Now, did you see the ambulance wreck on I-75?
Yeah.
This is crazy. You know, if you get off at the wrong exit, Mr. Ambulance Driver, just let it go. Just get off at the wrong exit and then just get back on 75. You know, just get back on.
Another exit's coming up in a few miles.
No, it's not that. He got off at the wrong exit. Just make a U-turn and get back on.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I thought he missed his exit.
An ambulance, listen to this, an ambulance crashed while on the way to a hospital here in Hillsborough County. This happened yesterday morning, according to the Florida Highway Patrol. The FHP says it was an Ambitrans ambulance. So it wasn't like a county or a city ambulance. It was Ambitrans. They were heading north on I-75 at 4:30 in the morning. Took the wrong exit. When the driver figured out, oh, man, took the wrong exit, he tried to get back onto I-75 after virtually committing to take the exit. So he tried to cross back into the northbound lanes by going over the land, the area between the road fork at the exit. You know that little, like almost like that triangular point that at the exit?
Yeah.
Wrong exit, tries to veer back over. Dude.
Did that thing flip?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
it's on its side.
Oh, my God.
Do you ever wonder what the bottom of an ambulance looks like? Come look at these pictures.
The ambulance is a mangled wreck. It is destroyed. The ambulance is totaled. The trooper said that the ambulance hit the guardrail, flipped onto the northbound lanes. The driver and the paramedic suffered minor injuries from the crash, as well as the patient. The patient was a lady from Fort Myers. So,
man, imagine being in the back of that thing. You're like, oh, you're hurt. And then
were they transporting her from like Fort Myers up to like Tampa or up to, I don't know, Gainesville or Shands or something?
Well, I got to say, I've never heard of Ambitrans, so I've never seen one of their vehicles around, and they had like yellow and blue stripes.
Yeah, it must
so I'm
be
not
like
familiar with that as a local company.
It must be more a southern company because I've never seen them locally either.
Yeah, they operate through 5 counties in southwest Florida.
But the ambulance just flipped over. The ambulance is destroyed. And, those folks that ride in the back, I mean, a lot of times, are they buckled in?
They're bucking into the stretcher, but the stretcher's probably...
You're on the gurney, which is bouncing around. I mean, there has to be wheel locks for the gurney.
Yeah, I think there are these days.
So...
But listen, you can have wheel locks on the gurney, but if the thing's not strapped, that gurney's going to fly around like a ping pong ball in there.
Or she's just going to be on the roof upside down, hanging like a bat.
Do you think the patient pays for this transport, or is this comped? if you're in
she
a wreck
pays.
and you flip over on your side and you're skidding down I-75.
So they tried to get off at the MLK exit.
Was MLK?
Yeah, they took the exit. They entered the exit ramp for Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard around 4:30 in the morning. When they realized he was going the wrong exit, he attempted to get back into the northbound lanes.
I saw the driver was a 21-year-old ambulance driver from down in Cape Coral. You think he's going to be working for Ambitrans? What if they only have 2 ambulances in Ambitrans? He just knocked out 50% of their fleet.
Half the fleet.
Half the fleet is
in one
destroyed.
swipe.
All right, but the point is that there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing the story. And then there's a third. But number one, if you make a mistake and you're getting off at the wrong exit, you know how many YouTube videos there are of people like cutting across traffic, or they're on the road and they're just about to miss the exit and they quickly veer over, causing major wrecks?
Yeah, I know somebody in high school who did that. 4 kids in a car they were going from like one baseball league game to another.
Right.
They were on their way. No drinking and driving involved, but just poor decision by the teenager driving the car. And he missed his exit and he goes, "Oh, I missed this exit," and tried to get off. And the whole thing flipped and not good stuff happened.
Did they survive?
No, not everybody.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And actually, one of them was my ex-husband. He survived, obviously.
Oh,
This is when he was 16.
Oh, wow.
And then
Where did this happen?
North Carolina.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Really?
So one of them lost. They were all a team of, star baseball players going to their next game. And one
Brutal.
bad decision. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. But again, I get these videos that pop up in my like Instagram feed. Like there are all kinds of like dash cam channels.
Oh, yeah.
That truckers have dash cams, and you can see like people, they're about to miss an exit, and they veer from the left lane all the way over across like 4 lanes of traffic to get off at the exit, causing like they smash into a car, and then the car flips and roll. I mean, crazy stuff. Just let it go. Just go down a couple of miles and get off. What's worse, being maybe 10 minutes behind or being maybe your life behind, or all of the damage, the lawsuits that'll ensue? Just let it go. Don't do anything crazy. So I'm telling Michelle about this story last night, and I showed her the picture. I'm doing prep. I'm like, look at this ambulance on its side on I-75 yesterday morning as they're transporting someone, and the driver got off at the wrong exit, then tried to quickly veer. And then Michelle said, "Oh, man, did I ever tell you what happened when I was in an ambulance?" I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, we'll be married this summer for 29 years. This June, Michelle and I will be married for 29 freaking years, right? We got married in 94. This is 22. Yeah, it's 29 years. Michelle, let me see if I can get her on the phone. What's today? Today's Monday? All right, so she should be home. Hang on.
Some said it would never last.
All right, so Michelle, she was in an ambulance when she was a teenager. And she never told me this story. Hey, Michelle, you listening?
I'm watching.
Oh, you're watching MJTV? Well, that's fantastic.
Your text?
I didn't check them for a while.
Oh.
Hey.
Sending you pictures of yourself off the TV.
Hey, so how did you never tell me this ambulance story involving you?
Oh, I'm sure I did, and you just, weren't paying attention.
No, I don't think you ever told me this. So when Michelle you were 16 or 17?
I was 16.
Michelle was 16, and she was working at an AMC theater at the Lynn Haven Mall in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
You get twice as much in a medium for just a quarter more.
Was that the pitch for the popcorn?
No, for the soda.
Oh, the soda. Say it again.
You get twice as much in a medium for just a quarter more.
Wow. Look at that.
Upcharge from a small to a medium, and from medium to it's always a quarter difference. But you get twice as much.
Look at that. These days, I think it's $3 more from the small to the medium. Yeah, these days, the small is $9 and the medium drink is $12, is what I'm guessing. All right, so Michelle was involved in a little accident. Was it the end of the night you were cleaning up the snack bar?
Yep, we were cleaning up the snack bar.
And there was hot water. They were cleaning out the hot butter machine. Anyway, it fell, and then hot water fell all over the top of Michelle's foot. And they literally transported you. Did they send you to Virginia Beach General on Laskin Road?
Yep, Virginia Beach General.
All right, so they transport Michelle off Lynn Haven Parkway at the Lynn Haven Mall to Virginia Beach General Hospital, and then tell everyone what happened when you told me for the first time last night.
Well, I was strapped to the gurney, and the two guys who were in the back of the ambulance were working on my foot because it was burned and the skin was missing, and they were pouring like saline on it the whole time.
Were they running with the sirens on?
Yeah, sirens were on. We were flying.
Wow.
And so we're hauling butt down, I think Virginia Beach Boulevard, right? And I don't know whether we like accelerated or the driver made a maneuver, but all of a sudden the two back doors flew open.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what? Fly out the ambulance. And the two guys at the end, thank goodness they were working on my foot because they both looked and they grabbed the doors and pulled them back, and they were like, well, that's never happened before. Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody. What happens if you would have flown out of the back of the ambulance and you're on a gurney just rolling down Virginia Beach Boulevard?
Yeah. Mr. Bean movie.
Why do I think that's from a movie?
Yeah, it'd be the silliest scene I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Mm-hmm.
And but the paramedics almost fell out of the damn ambulance.
They did.
Oh,
yeah.
That is insane. So did they not lock the door?
Sounds like they didn't even close them.
They just hadn't. There's like a latch or something at the back. I thought like a lock latch. They just hadn't secured it or whatever.
Oopsie.
Yeah. Oopsie.
Don't
Sorry.
tell nobody.
Sorry. Hi, Michelle. Are you enjoying watching MJ TV this morning?
I am.
That is fantastic. How do I look? Do I look? Because I didn't poof my hair up this morning.
No,
is it is it flat? Does it look all right?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Does he look like a tool bag in his Bob's Clam Hut shirt?
Yeah, the Bob's Clam.
Yeah, he's wearing his Bob's Clam Hut shirt.
I'm wearing my Bob's Clam Hut from Kittery, Maine on my body right now.
Ugh.
Man, I tell you what.
Oh, on your body?
I can't wait for some whole belly fried clams from Bob's or Clam Box in Essex or JT Farham's or Woodman's or whatever.
Cool.
Hi, Michelle.
Bye.
Thank you for the ambulance story.
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle.
Yeah.
We're all going to Freestyle Explosion. We're planning it right now. Me and
Oh
Kim
my
are.
gosh, I'm so excited for that.
Freestyle Explosion! Stevie B, 69 Boys, Taylor Dane. Rob Bass.
DJ Rob Bass, yeah, right?
Yeah, they only had snow in the mix. I'd be so down.
Oh, Informer?
Oh,
Informer.
So lick
your boom boom down. Is he saying lick your boom boom down?
I lick your boom boom down.
He might
I think he is.
Yeah. All right, Michelle. See you later.
All right, get those tickets. Bye.
Bye.
Jeez.
Oh, boy. I mean, she's really into it. Do you know that chocolate poisonings in dogs increases 123% during Easter?
I bet. I mean, that's all that's around my house right now.
All right, first of all, the whole chocolate dog poisoning thing, I got to be honest,
Isn't it Baker's chocolate?
Well,
Didn't your dog eat a whole bag?
They got to eat a ton of chocolate. I give my dogs chocolate.
That's stupid.
It's not stupid.
Why risk it?
Because they get a couple of chips here and there.
Dumb.
They have to eat a ton of chocolate for them to get ill.
It's like saying I just take a little bit of meth.
I just give my dogs a little bit of meth.
It'll take a lot more to hurt them.
I'm not giving them like a whole Hershey's Kiss or something. Even then, I don't think it really would hurt them. But like, for instance, I'll buy the little Callets. Like I'll make chocolate ice cream. I buy the Calibut Callets, and they're it's like a Nestle Toll House cookie, chocolate chip.
Okay.
If I give my dogs. If I want something sweet, I'll just take a little glass dish and I'll take a handful of like chocolate chips and I'll eat those. And the dogs are like sitting there looking at me and they're like drooling and it's like, oh, please give me. I give them a couple of chips. It's not going to hurt them. I remember growing up, it was like, Todd, don't give the dogs chocolate. They're going to die, Todd. My mom's like, flipping out. But they have to eat a reasonable. It's got to be a decent. Tell you what, any vets listening. You know what? I ought to call up. I ought to call up one of our long time.
You have a vet on hot standby?
I possibly do. Listen, are there any vets listening, or are there any listeners listening who had a chocolate incident? How about if your dog ate like 3 Hershey bars and nothing happened? I believe that dark chocolate is worse than milk chocolate, but I've always been told that there was sort of a misnomer that if they eat a couple of, nothing's going to happen. They got to eat a lot of freaking chocolate for the dog to get in trouble.
Go ahead, say that so a listener will give their dog chocolate and it'll drop dead and they'll say, hey, MJ said it was good.
Listen,
Go ahead.
I give my dogs like 3 chocolate chips, the little chips.
All right, so I typed in
little dollops.
Chocolate and dogs
let me
Google.
Let me give out the phone number. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If you're a vet tech, if you are a dog owner and you'd like to weigh in on dogs and chocolate, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I saw the volume of chocolate poisonings in dogs with last year's numbers, so April of 2022 coinciding with Easter, and of course chocolate Easter bunnies, that the chocolate poisonings in dogs was about 123% higher last year than it was at any other time of the year. So I would imagine, oh my God, look at the phones.
Every line.
You know what it is?
Yes.
I have kids right now that are little kids, and there is the Easter Bunny knows what to bring to our house because, you know, he knows what kind of household we have. And the Easter Bunny brought a lot of toys. But then we went to Grandma's house, and they came home with so much chocolate from the egg hunt, and they like put it in little places to hide it from Mom and Dad, like little squirrels packing nuts away.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have kids, little kids, and you have animals.
But you don't have a dog.
No, I don't. But I'm saying if I did.
Oh, but if they were
they could be finding spots of it all over the house.
Yeah, because the dog nose, I believe, is 17 billion times more sensitive than the human nose.
She doesn't have a dog, but she has a Doug who also has a sensitive
Very
nose.
sensitive. Very sensitive everywhere.
They have a therapy duck.
Most sensitive about Doug, though, his feelings.
Hang on. Mia is in Clearwater. Hey, Mia, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. Go ahead.
One time, it was actually for Valentine's Day. My dog ate a 1-pound chocolate bar, and of course I was like, oh my God, it's poisonous. So I rushed him to the ER vet, and they were like, oh no, it's no big deal.
Didn't your dog eat a bag of chocolate or something? I remember, MJ.
My dog ate a whole chicken.
I thought your dog ate a bag of chocolate at one point, and it was fine.
You know, maybe. Listen, we've had so much crap happen over the years. So was it a milk chocolate bar or a dark chocolate bar? Or what was it?
It was just like a milk chocolate bar.
And you brought it to the vet, and they said,
Yeah, they were like, oh no, he didn't eat enough. It's okay. It'll be okay.
It depends on the size of the dog, too, I would imagine.
Yeah, listen.
It was like a 60-pound Weimaraner.
Okay, well,
it's a pretty good sized dog.
Yeah, those are good looking. I like the Weimaraners. They're good looking dogs. Hey, do you still have the dog?
No, he had passed away.
From chocolate?
No.
Those dogs live till like 7.
Fireworks. He's from fireworks.
What?
Whoa,
what?
He had a heart attack?
The dog died.
Hold on, let her tell the story. What happened?
He had a stroke from heart attacks from being so afraid.
Oh my
So
gosh.
when people say their dogs are scared and they worry about their dogs, it really happens. It was horrific.
My God.
My dog freaks out about fireworks.
Yeah, you know what? We had our male Jack Russell, Romeo, thunder and lightning and fireworks scared the bejesus out of him. He would climb underneath the sink and cabinets and everything and go to the corner. And then our 2 Jack Russells now, doesn't matter. I can have a car explode in the driveway and nothing bothers them. Hey, Mia, thanks for the call.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, what?
I want to know which holiday was it? Was it 4th of July or was it New Year's?
Rebecca's in Tampa. Hey, Rebecca, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, MJ. Good morning. How are you?
Morning. Thank you for calling. What's the story?
So I'm calling about, the dogs eating chocolate. You guys were talking about that. And I have a chocolate lab She's like 100 and probably like 15 pounds. She's an American Lab, and she literally eats everything. Anything I leave out on the counter on purpose, the table, but she had gotten into some brownies that I forgot were on the counter, and she's a big dog, so she can jump up on the counter, the table. So we don't leave anything out, but we'll find like the container in the living room, and they're all gone. So she has eaten so much stuff, but it doesn't affect her. Like, she'll have diarrhea for like a day or two, but then she's fine after that. It doesn't do anything to her.
Heartburn. What is that? How's it go?
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion,
upset stomach, diarrhea.
Hey.
Yeah.
Pepto-Bismol.
Thank you, Rebecca. Alicia, look at the chocolate phones. And if you're just tuning in, I just had an item where I said that this time of the year, around Easter, that chocolate poisonings of dogs increase about 123%. So we're taking calls here. And it takes a lot of chocolate to hurt a dog. And I would imagine, yes, dog size, if it's a little like, what are the little tiny dogs like guinea pigs, like a little chihuahua or something?
Like teacup chihuahuas.
Yeah. Or those little, is there like a tiny Yorkie that's the size of like a field mouse?
Yeah.
Alicia's in Pinellas Park. Hey, Alicia, welcome.
Hello.
Hi there.
So I had a black lab about 12 years ago. She, about 90 pounds, around Christmas time, got a hold of one of the huge 1-pound Snickers bars that my son left on the top bunk. Obviously thinking she couldn't get it. Well, she got it. She ate the whole thing, rushed her to the emergency vet. $800 later, they sent us home laughing.
Well, hold on. 800, they laughed at you as they took your $800?
Oh, yeah. Emergency vets are a whole different nature here.
All right, so hold on a minute. So they really probably didn't need to do anything?
No, they just kept her for 4 or 5 hours to watch her and to make sure that she was okay. And they said, well, obviously with her size, she's fine. On emergency vets, Christmas Day, they're going to charge you 2-3 times the price. And they just literally sent us home and said, keep an eye on her. Gave her diarrhea for about 3-4 hours once we got home, and she was fine.
Wow. Thank you, Alicia.
What's the over-under on how many times the word diarrhea is going to be said during this segment?
For real. Cha-cha-cha.
Tanya's in Apollo Beach. Hey, Tanya.
Hi, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Yes, can you say the word diarrhea, please?
I wasn't planning to, but I certainly can if it would appease everyone.
Yes, Roxanne would like you to say it right now.
Diarrhea.
Okay,
all right.
I had it at 3,
All right,
so yeah, it's a push right now.
All right,
Yeah.
Tanya, go ahead.
A proper lead-in. Well, I was going to say first, I'm in no way qualified, but I've actually done a little research on this because I was curious. So from what I understand, it depends on the size of the dog, but also the part of chocolate that's bad for animals, or for dogs rather, is the caffeine. So the higher the darker the chocolate, the higher the caffeine content, and so that's what's dangerous for them. So a small dog eating a tiny piece of milk chocolate, probably not a big problem. Small dog eating a large piece of dark chocolate, probably going to be a problem. So that's why the bigger dogs, unless they eat a ton of dark chocolate, they're probably not going to have that major of an issue.
Or, like the baker's chocolate, that's pretty dense stuff, right?
Right, like that 70 or 90% cacao or whatever that is. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So that's the dangerous stuff, I think.
All right, Tanya, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Sure, you as well. Thanks.
Let's go to Bobby in Plant City. Hello, Bobby. You're on. Hi, Bobby.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, I was calling. You just pretty much said what I was going to say about the baker's chocolate. My brother had a Cocker Spaniel who was like 18 pounds.
Yep.
And he set out the Easter baskets for his kids, and the next morning they went downstairs. They were all eating. The dog ate both Easter baskets, all the chocolate.
Hey, Bobby, can you get a little closer to your hands free, please?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my brother had a Cocker Spaniel.
Yeah, we already heard that part. So the Cocker Spaniel ate the contents of both Easter baskets, right?
Right, and when he took it to the vet, because he was worried, the vet told him it's baker's chocolate.
Yeah,
The
so
dog-
that's the one.
The dog eats a tablespoon of that.
right. Yeah, the little the lint golden Easter bunnies hey, when it comes to chocolate, what's really dangerous this time of year? when you work in a factory in Pennsylvania and the damn thing blows up, that's what's really dangerous.
Palmer factory.
All right, I'm going to take one
Chocolate
more
chip
call
factory.
on this. And was it Palmer chocolate?
Palmer chocolate's
Yeah.
the one that exploded.
Oh,
what
God.
Froggy was referencing was my joke that I make to every person with a
Yes.
lot of moles.
Which you stole from me years
Which I
ago.
did, but
Yeah,
I've
it's okay.
perfected it. I was like, wow, looks like you got too close to a chocolate chip
So,
factory.
what if your dog eats all of the chocolate chips that are glued onto Morgan Freeman's face?
Wow. Come over here, puppy.
All right. Rob is in Clearwater. Rob, final call. Go ahead. Hold on. I got to bring up your phone. Go ahead, Rob.
As usual.
Oh, hold on, Rob. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, you're cracking me up as usual this morning. Hey, listen, we're talking about dogs, and I got to say diarrhea.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetie.
Thank you,
for Easter, you give little kids coloring books and crayons.
Yep.
Well, guess what? My dog ate the crayons. Took her to the vet. Cost me $1,000. It's not toxic, but it was colorful. I got to tell you something. I didn't know what to do with her, man. I really didn't. She was a white shepherd.
So if the crayons, hold on, if
I saw that joke coming, Rob.
Right, but if
I see your joke.
if the crayons are non-toxic, why'd you have to bring it to the vet for $1,000?
He didn't know it.
She kept on throwing up, and not only that, but out came the covering that goes around the crayon too, man. I'm laughing. It was funnier than heck.
What is that Rolling Stone song? She's like a rainbow.
It was funny, man. It came out. It didn't come out Tootsie Rolls. It came out rainbows.
Like a bunch of Skittles
I
on
gotta
your
tell you
hands.
guys, you crack me up every morning, man.
Thank you,
every
Rob. We
morning, I'm dying. Okay, take care,
And
guys.
they do have flavored Tootsie Rolls.
appreciate it. Oh, they do, but
Yeah, the pink are my favorite.
are they? Oh, see, I like the vanillas.
Oh, vanilla's terrible.
Oh, no, the vanillas are the absolute best. Yeah. Hey, bring up the Rolling Stones, would you please? Is that a commercial?
Yeah,
we got to wait for the damn ad to be over.
I gotta wait for the whole ad too.
It's
8 more
only-
seconds.
Yeah, all right, 7. Yeah,
3, 2.
that's such a good underrated Rolling Stones song. Oh my God! You know what? When I saw this over the weekend, I was devastated. I did everything to hold myself together, folks. There was some devastating news that happened over the weekend. My weekend was wrecked.
Was this after the Poke Bowl party?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds devastating.
Oh, and I got to talk about. Did you see my Poke Bowl video?
It annoyed me.
What do you mean it annoyed? All right, hold on. All of that, the utter devastation, the way my weekend was ruined. I'm going to tell you all next. Don't move. It's all coming up, and then the Poke Bowl, brilliant Friday night at my house. All next on the MJ Morning Show. Here on Q105, stand by. on Q105, MJ with Fester and Roxanne and Froggy. Now, Roxanne was not supposed to be here today, but her boat trip, her 3-hour tour, apparently got canceled because the weather started getting rough. The tiny ship would have been tossed. And if not for the courage of the fearless crew, Derek Jeter would be lost. Thrown overboard.
I just walked back into the studio and figured out you were talking about something
Is
related to me.
Is this week really going to be crappy weather?
It's
so
gonna-
crappy you
yeah.
can't be on a big old boat?
Well, at least over on the Miami side. Hold on a
Froggy,
sec.
Froggy, keep
Hang on,
talking.
Froggy's mic.
Ooh, I'm in my left ear only.
Yeah, Froggy's.
Hey,
Froggy's.
everybody, I'm on your left
Yeah,
speaker. You
Froggy's
see me?
left channel only because our board sucks and it's about to die. Hang on,
there we go.
I got to push that button again.
Is that
All
working
right.
now? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the weather looks like it's going to be rough for
Couple days.
the next couple of days.
But
and
we're
then
on
cloudy.
we're on the West Coast. Roxanne was supposedly going to the East Coast to Miami.
He's
and-
looking at Key West.
and-
Fester's looking at Key West.
And they were going to get on like a 150-foot yacht.
No, it wasn't. It was
That-
a 20-foot boat. I told you.
Yeah, okay. Derek Jeter's whole family and your whole family on a 20-foot skiff. Yeah, sure. Yeah, right.
That would be a bumpy ride.
Anyway, Roxanne's boat ride for the week was canceled because of rough weather.
Canceled.
So you came in today, but
Yes.
then you're going to take the rest of the week off.
I am.
All right, fine. What's that, Andrew? Hang on, Michelle's on the hotline.
Okay.
Hang on. We got a lot to do here. The weekend was wrecked with news. I'll get to that in a second. Yes, Michelle.
I'm about to wreck your weekend more.
Why?
I've got a big drop on Succession, season 4, episode 3. There's a bombshell. You want to know?
No.
What are you saying?
Here it comes. I'm going to say it.
No.
What is she saying?
Hold on. Succession, the HBO show. Hey, Michelle, hold on.
No.
So HBO's Succession, which I have watched. Michelle hates the show.
That's why I'm going to spoil it for you. Here it comes. I'm going to say it.
No, don't. Michelle hates Succession on HBO.
Was it about a company or something?
Well,
that
it's about
succeeded?
it's like a media family that totally mirrors like the Murdochs. Fox News
Like
and
the
Wall Street.
Emanuels?
Yeah.
And
What?
guess what?
No, don't say it. So Michelle will not watch Succession. Michelle hates Succession.
Just say
So
it.
I have to stop. I have to watch Succession on my own, but I have not started the new season yet. They're all on the DVR.
Well, you better get the 3 tonight.
Well, plus
Before I tell you. Oh, no, you know what? You come home at what time? Oh, I'm going to tell you before you... I'm going to tell you right now.
Michelle,
I can't
do
hold it in.
not-
I can't hold it in.
Are you
It is
okay, Michelle?
so good.
You're gonna have an aneurysm. Calm down.
MJ, take your headphones off and let Michelle say.
No, I'm not going to let her spoil. No. I'm not going to let her spoil it for other listeners as well that haven't seen it. Are you serious? These are really. How do you know?
I opened up my phone and this popped up in about 1 million stories in my feed.
Oh, I'm going to
That's
look
how
it
big
up.
of a bombshell it is.
No, I'm not. I haven't started watching yet, so I'm not.
Plane
Fester,
crashes.
close the story. I don't want to see what it is.
A plane crashes?
Will you stop it?
They all die.
Oh, will you stop it?
The show's over. You don't have to watch it anymore.
Was it season 4, episode 3? That's where it ends, right there.
Yep,
All
right
right.
there.
So some spoiler. I got to start watching it, but I haven't started watching the new season yet.
There's too much to watch.
Michelle despises the show.
I mean, it comes on the same time as Dr. Pimple Popper. I mean, what are we going to watch?
Hey, Michelle, before I move on, because there was some devastating news this weekend, which, I mean, you noticed that I was off kilter all weekend.
Oh, my gosh.
After this news came out, you know what? Should we talk about the good first or the bad first?
What's good? What's
All right.
bad?
So the good first, and then we'll talk about my weekend being. Our weekend started so nicely. We had our Friday night poke bowl assembly line in my kitchen. Michelle, were our neighbors impressed or what?
I think they were. They seem to be.
I think they were. You thought she was going to say, oh, my God, they were dying.
They were raving about it. Our preparation, folks.
Michelle, did they rave?
They really did rave. They
With
really
glow
enjoyed
sticks
it.
and all.
Dude, look at the video. I shot a quick little video of the entire assembly line setup
of all of the fresh vegetables, the spicy tuna, the spicy salmon.
Would that take you all afternoon to prepare?
It took a lot of prep time. And,
me a break.
Michelle did a lot of the prep on the cutting of the vegetables and the preparation.
You took all the credit?
Like the slicing of the watermelon radish and everything. All right, folks, if you want to see how good.
Mandolin.
What?
You need that slicer, the mandolin.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it's called.
You know what I like? I like when you go, all right, guys, come and get it. It's ready. Totally ripped off Hal Herman.
Anyway, if you want to see the video of this amazing poke bowl assembly line, the video's on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And I call out every ingredient.
Why don't you go through it? We have an hour to waste.
You know what, Fessa? Reset that so you can bring up the audio.
You know, I do have to tell you, as much as we made fun of it last week, that poked fun at it.
All right, listen.
We're going to post a video on the poke bowl assembly line for our guests tonight. We start off with the Koshi Japanese short grain sticky rice and the Zojirushi rice maker. That's induction heat plus pressure. We've got some shredded cabbage. We have some salmon. We have some spicy tuna, some non-spicy regular tuna. There's some grilled chicken. We have some squid salad, sweet potato, avocado, daikon radish. We've got cucumber, watermelon radish, seaweed salad, edamame. We have shredded carrots, corn, English peas, sprouts, some pineapple, jalapeno, some green onions, smelt roe. We've got some pickled ginger. We've got nori, and then a couple of the condiments here to round things off. And look at this amazing display. This looks outrageously good. Come on, guys, let's get it.
Look at that.
Let me be MJ's neighbors.
And there is so much left over. I'm going to be eating it for the next week and a half.
Yeah, it's a lot of food.
Don't eat the sushi if it'll go bad.
No,
soon.
The fish is gone.
Okay, the fish is gone.
Yeah, the fish is gone.
Do you have to name the first, middle, and last name of every food product that you show?
I mean,
every food has like three, like you give its full
you have a
government name.
What, shredded carrots?
It's a mental issue.
Avocado?
I mean,
full government name? Oh, look, avocado.
Pickled
English
ginger,
peas, blah, blah, blah. One of them you said had three full words in it.
Didn't you used to do that sweet tomatoes when you walk up and down the...
It's what it's called.
Guys, you can only one can talk at a time.
Yeah, we'll all talk.
Yeah.
Smelt roe?
What is smelt roe?
It's like fish eggs.
Little fish eggs, yeah. It's like the little orange eggs that you'll have on sushi.
All right, so did people rave over your fresh bottle of sriracha sauce?
They did.
And
it wasn't even out.
Yeah.
He had a half bottle out.
No, it was
Did you have a new
bottle.
one?
It was the first
Oh,
bottle.
no, I had the new bottle.
Yeah.
That was a brand new bottle
okay.
that our listener brought us.
David Osborne brought it in.
From, was it New Foods?
New Vista.
New Vista Foods, yeah. Thank you, buddy. It was a big hit. All right, Michelle, I'm going to let you roll, okay? Oh, you know what?
You want me to tell you?
No, don't. Do not do the Succession spoiler. However, I do want you.
Guess what?
Did their fridge explode and kill the whole
crazy
family?
cousin kills a girl and he goes to jail.
Stop.
And then the plane crashes.
Stop. All right, listen, if you want to see the poke bowl setup, it really is impressive. If you want to see the video, it's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, and give me a follow while you're there. All right, so Michelle, that was the good news, but now the bad news, and this kind of wrecked my weekend. We were devastated. I mean, we were on a high. We're coming off of the whole poke bowl experience. The neighbors were thrilled with our dinner on Friday night, and then I've got to see that Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn broke up. First of all, I don't even know who the hell Joel Alwyn is. What does he do?
He's an actor.
She must have an issue.
Well, they've been together 6 years.
Yeah, how quickly before she cranks out a song about him being poisoned, you know?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Joe Alwyn?
So Taylor gets a bum rap for not having stable or going through a bunch of boyfriends. She's been with this guy for 6 years.
Does she like fart in bed or do something that turns off every guy she dates?
They've been together 6 years.
Oh,
It's
I'm dating Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Oh, God. Really?
After 4 years of her Dutch ovens, he seemed to get used to him. I mean,
like, what's her problem? Why can't she keep a guy?
Well, listen, 6 years is a pretty long time.
I don't see it that way.
Look,
Froggy.
it's very clear. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan. I understand that the concerts are sold out, and the timing's interesting here because the news came out that Taylor Swift and her boyfriend broke up after 6 years, blah, blah, blah. Then she's got her shows coming up this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
All sold out, right?
All sold out at Ray J.
How much money do you think she gets for all 3 shows? Like, honestly, do you
She
think
makes
it's like $10 million?
She makes millions of dollars just doing her 3 shows here. I mean, how much money does she need, really? But listen,
Whatever.
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I appreciate and I respect that she has fans, and if you're going to see Taylor Swift, listen, that's your prerogative. I really hope you enjoy the show. Even though I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, I have fairly recognized that the reviews of the stage show are great, that it's a very dynamic and a very fluid show, and there are a lot of surprises.
I saw a video of her forgetting her lyrics of one of her songs.
You serious?
Yeah, she just starts laughing, and everybody's like, yeah! She literally forgot her own
Yay,
song.
forget your lyrics. Yay!
It's like she could do anything on stage.
I mean, wait a minute. She's not like 90 like Billy Joel who needs a teleprompter.
She has a million songs. I don't know.
Sing us
And they're all about the same thing.
Yeah, they're all about some guy.
Yeah, so now there's going to be a song about breaking up with Joe Alwyn. That's going to be the next song. Yeah.
You're not so cool, Joe. You like that, huh?
Listen, she's going to steal that hook.
Joe, you blow. Joe, you blow. That's going to be the next hook of the song. So listen, Taylor Swift does nothing for me. If I saw her walking down, I wouldn't say hello. I wouldn't ask for an autograph.
Right.
Right.
I would say hello.
Oh my God, Taylor! I'm such a fan. No, I really don't care for Taylor Swift at all. She does nothing for me. I'm sorry.
There's a girl who on Instagram who looks just like Taylor Swift, and she walks around and she dresses like Taylor Swift. She likes it,
She's
but
looking
people,
for the attention.
People stop her at every second. And she's like, "My name's Ashley.
My name's not
Ashley.
Heather, and I don't have boyfriend trouble."
Yeah, her name is like my name. My real name is Ashley or something. It's like
Anyway, Michelle, when I saw this over the weekend, okay, I wasn't devastated. I could not care less.
But you are going to be devastated when you find out about the Succession spoiler.
Are you medicated this morning?
I'm gonna start texting it to you, and I'm gonna put it on hot like.
Do not tell me the Succession spoiler. I have not watched any episode yet this season.
This is good. You can hang it over his head for a couple
I'm
days.
taunting him all day. You know it.
All right, I'll start watching. I'll start watching it tonight.
Oh, good luck with that.
All right, bye, Michelle.
They all die.
I was going to keep her on the phone because I told her. Fester sends me a letter last night, an email. Fester sends me an email about an issue with the Easter egg hunt that his family went to.
I don't know how to feel about this whole thing.
There's an Easter egg hunt issue, and I shared this with Michelle because, Fester sent over some prep last night, and then the top of it was, hey, we went to the community Easter egg hunt. Bunch of kids, bunch of eggs, one golden egg. Fester's daughter Hadley finds the golden egg.
Finds it.
Which is like the big top prize.
Oh man, how the jealousy of the kids.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to hear what the grand prize was for finding the golden Easter egg? Now, which community was this? Did it have a name?
Yeah.
It's like a civic group or what?
I will not give my community name, but yeah, it was in my neighborhood.
Would you like to reveal what your daughter won for the grand prize for finding the one golden egg among hundreds of hidden Easter eggs?
It was a whopping $10 gift card to a grocery store.
All right!
I'd rather have a $10 bill if I'm a kid.
Yeah, a grocery store gift card.
It was a Publix gift card.
Right.
Are you avoiding saying Publix?
No,
it's not Publix' fault.
It sounds like a.
Hold on.
It's not Publix. It doesn't. It's a $10 gift card to Publix. I mean, I don't think Publix.
How could those exist?
We do have advertising opportunities available for a supermarket, Publix.
Buy a loaf of bread.
Well, listen. I mean, Publix. I'm sure sells gift cards of all denominations.
You can get as much as you want.
$1.
I'm sure.
Dude, This is the civic group that for the grand prize for the kid finding the golden egg,
was
a $10 Publix gift card?
Yes.
You couldn't have made it a $50 Publix gift card?
$10.
$10.
$10
And then get a load of this.
So the person obviously went to the cash wrap or the customer service and just asked for a gift card because there's no way somebody picked this specific card.
Now, guess what? It gets even better. The Publix gift card was inside the gift card holder envelope.
Yeah.
And it's got 2 glasses of beer on the envelope. So an 11-year-old girl gets a $10 Publix gift card from the civic group, and it's got 2 glasses of beer. How about, why not 2 crack pipes? You know?
little meth rocks just sitting right there.
Little glass meth tubes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
She's like, Daddy, there's beer on this card. And there is. Well, hold on, that's not right.
Yeah, listen, Publix has nothing to do with this. It's, first of all, how cheap? Do you have a phone number for the civic group? Can I call somebody up?
We're not going to call anybody.
What are they doing giving a kid a $10 gift card for winning the Easter egg hunt by finding the golden egg?
That sounds like a Willy Wonka prank if I've ever heard
Could they
one.
have used any other gift card?
Just a $10 bill would have made more sense.
Besides the beer one?
My kids like cash.
Oh, look, here's a gift card to Curaleaf.
I'll take that.
Froggy's like, Daddy will just hold this. I'll give you the cash. Kid.
What are all the pot places in town?
True Leave.
Hold on. Froggy knows them all. What name them all? Go.
True Leave. Cure Leaf.
Okay.
Isn't there like
Move.
a Doc MJ?
Yeah.
Doc MJ is where you get your card.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know if there were all these.
Liberty. And there, those are my favorite 4.
You know what? I want to open one, and I'm going to call it Dude.
MJ's MJ?
Yeah, MJ's MJ. There we go.
There's a lot of good places out
I
there.
had a chance to get in a little investment on the marijuana business. That's not,
it's not working out for anybody.
That's not me. No, I think it's working out just fine. I don't want to be in the marijuana business.
They just put the Mike Tyson edible ears at one of mine that I go to.
Oh, yeah? How are they?
I haven't had them yet, but the Tyson stuff is there. He's made $400 million off his marijuana business.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
Wow.
More than my boxing career.
Really?
Yeah, he's made more money.
Yeah.
Made more money in the weed business than boxing.
Are you
I believe
serious?
That's right. I still stop on the testicles.
I guess what the least friendly city in the U.S. is. The least friendly city in the United States.
The Villages.
The Villages?
No, that's the friendliest.
No, the Villages are.
Florida's friendliest hometown.
Yeah, that's
backwards.
Is it? Yeah. Is it Miami?
Did you say what?
Miami.
That is correct.
Oh, that was a total guess.
Yeah, 100%.
I thought Miami was glitz and glamour.
No.
Yeah, and it is, but not very friendly.
Yeah.
Miami is the least friendly or neighborly city in the U.S., according to a new survey. Came in dead last. Measured residents in metropolitan areas. Maybe it's because, you know what? Maybe it's because of all like the folks from up north moving down. Maybe it's all like the snotty New Yorkers coming down or something. What do you think?
It is funny. They do say that the Midwest migrates more to our Tampa Bay area.
We don't need those Yankees here.
And
The
then
East
like
Coast
the East
goes,
Coast
like-
goes to Miami because the interstate system.
Well, it's West Palm, Boca Raton, even like Vero south to like Miami. But New Yorkers flooding down to Miami, could that be one of the reasons why Miami has just made the least neighborly city in the United States list?
Hey, where's Pitbull, eh? Where's Will Smith, eh?
Where's Mr. 305?
I came down to see the 305 guy.
Yeah. Rival cities like Boston, Philadelphia, and Chicago also were bigger than New York when it came to helping others. Philly, you think of Philly being a nasty city,
Yeah. Philly, Chicago, I've never thought of as being overly friendly either.
Well, how many people got shot in Chicago this past weekend? Easter weekend. I'm sure 69 people got shot.
At least.
Probably 30 fatally, and there were no resurrections, I'm guessing.
When I go to Chicago, I find it lovely.
Yeah, but Miami, according to data, the determination made by using data related to informal and formal volunteering gathered from the country's 12 largest metropolitan areas, and it finds that Miami came in last in the informal helping category, with only 35.5% of residents lending a hand to those nearby.
Not cool.
And Roxanne, where are you going?
She just
Hold
got
on,
them
Roxanne.
both down the studio.
Roxanne, hang on a minute. I need to ask you a question. Hold on.
She's
Who's this dude over here?
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Come on.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I knew that was going to confuse you.
All right.
I meant to tell you in advance.
I was supposed to work today, and on the way in, I hear Roxanne's.
So, MJ.
No, you're in, Steve. You're in.
What happened was Roxanne put in for a week off.
Yes.
So our program director does his job and has fill-in personalities do the midday shift.
By the way, he's pretty good. I like our program.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Steve Austin comes in. Steve, how are you?
Good.
Good.
I don't know, Steve, have I ever met you?
Huh?
Have you guys met?
You haven't met
You know,
Steve
that's
Austin?
sad because you and I have talked about things that we have in common.
Okay.
What a jerk.
All right. So, Roxanne.
Terrible hair?
All right,
What
now
do you guys
hang
have in
on.
common?
There you go.
Oh, that's right. Scuba.
Right.
Okay. All right. So, hold on. So, Roxanne, you were supposed to be out today, but
Yes.
you came in because your boat ride was canceled because of
Heard that.
weather.
Right.
And you didn't tell Steve that.
No. I called Rick Saturday, and I said, "This is what my plan is. What do you want me to do?" And so he said, "We're going to leave Steve in place, and so come in and do the morning show with the guys." And then he said, right, and then he's like, "It'll confuse Steve when he sees you." But
Yes,
yeah.
because you're easily
And that's
confused.
exactly what happened.
All right, so, Roxanne, when you got up to walk away, I was about to ask you, so Miami is the least neighborly city in the USA, and I don't know, is there any reason why you tend to spend a lot of time in Miami?
Because I'm so unfriendly, and I feel like I'm with my people down there.
Because seriously, you're in Miami second to being in the Tampa Bay area. So obviously you live here,
Right.
but the second most frequent place where you can be found is in Miami.
Yeah, I do spend a lot of time down
And
there.
it turns out that it's the least neighborly city in the U.S.
You know what? It's funny because we've talked about, if we live down there, blah blah blah, and it is such a different culture in Tampa. Like people are Tampa Bay is really friendly. We should be. I don't know where Tampa Bay fell on that list, but Tampa Bay should be at the other end of the spectrum.
Hey, speaking of Tampa Bay, what is going on with the Rays? You see the Rays are on a rip.
I've had like 100 games winning streak, right? They
I
haven't
think
lost
so.
anything.
That's-
So is it like 11-0?
It's actually 1,000 game winning streak.
Yeah, they've won 1,000 games in a row. No, they've won their first 9 games.
That's cool.
So the Rays are off to, I guess it's the best major league, or they're tying the best major league opening in 20 years. With the Rays, they beat the Oakland A's 11-0 yesterday, and now their season has begun 9-0. You see, there were people holding up 162 and O signs.
Dude, they're the only team that can pull it off right now.
Well, the only undefeated team.
Yeah, the only undefeated team in the major leagues right now. And now they start playing some tougher games because they were playing some crap ass teams. No offense,
They're playing Boston tonight.
Yeah, Boston this week. They were playing like.
But Boston's having trouble these days, right? Boston is
Not as good as they usually are.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Rays have won every game by 4 or more runs, trailing only a 13-game winning streak by the 1884 St. Louis Morons.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Maroons.
No, it was the Morons. They were really good at spelling back then.
Morons.
Come on, Morons. Let's get on the field.
Let's go, Morons. Morons, let's go. Let's go, Morons. So, hey, go Rays. And then they're going to move to Nashville.
So they beat the Oakland A's yesterday, like 11-0.
I know, I just said that.
It was ridiculous how much they're beating these teams.
All right, when we get back, hey, Roxanne, you sent me an item last night about my poor sleep.
Oh yeah.
I think it's both of us.
Yeah, I said we're in the same boat on this.
Yeah, because I don't sleep a lot. It's just my schedule does not permit me to sleep a lot. So I don't sleep a lot. But then Roxanne sent me potentially some saving grace on lack of sleep. All right, hold on. I'm looking at my pile of crap here. We got a lot of stuff to get to in the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show next.
here on Q105. All right, it's 9:21. Yabba Dabba Doo. I think he might actually say Yabba Dabba Doo in that song. What I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's one of the lines.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 9:31 at the MJ Morning Show, Q105. Hey, folks, Roxanne just here today. A special surprise appearance from Roxanne, but she'll be out the rest of the week.
Yep.
And I think we have Kelly Ring filling in for the rest of the week.
You know the rule around here, boys.
Yeah, that's right.
Same thing I tell
Hey, there's a reason.
Doug when I go out of town.
What's that?
We don't have any other fat guys come in when I'm not around. No other women will be coming in, Roxanne.
No women in the house unless they're blood related to you or related by marriage to you guys.
I will be manning the text line. So if you want to text.
That'll be so you're going to be able to put your phone down for 2 minutes to look at the text lines?
No.
He actually has the text come up on his phone. So
I do have it on my phone, too.
I got a lot to do in the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show. If you heard my teaser a minute ago, I'm like, just get wet.
I've seen that movie.
Just walk. What?
Oh,
it's not that movie.
Just walk. I'm not talking about a movie.
They're talking about a new skin.
Just walk through the sprinkler. You know, this is an example. It's a terrible story, but it's an example of sometimes if you just do something spontaneously and you think it's going to be the most innocuous thing, it can have terrible consequences. And the story is that a woman over on the other side of the state in West Palm stepped into the street because the sprinklers from a property were spraying the sidewalk.
Oh,
and
no.
Stepped into the street with another man. And, well, just wrong time to walk into the street. A passing car mowed her down.
Is she okay?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
She's not okay.
You don't hear passing car mowed somebody down followed by, but she's okay.
Also, let me ask you a question. Do you think that WPEC television, Channel 12, CBS in West Palm, do you think this was an appropriate line in their story? A woman and a man stepped into the street to avoid getting sprayed by sprinklers. Little did they know the grave repercussions. Should they have really used that line? Grave repercussions? Really?
Did they die in the...
The woman died. The guy was seriously injured.
Then technically they're correct.
Listen, that's a little bit of a pun. I don't think I would have done that. West Palm Police said just after 6 a.m. on Monday of last week, a Kia Sportage was headed southbound on Village Boulevard. And incidentally, that was my neck of the woods when I lived in West Palm. Just before I came to Tampa to get the job at the Power Pig to start the MJ and BJ Morning Show, I was working at 95.5 in West Palm. I did the MJ Morning Show there. It was just MJ Morning Show. And I lived, when I was in West Palm, I lived right off Village Boulevard, right there in the village area of West Palm. And so I'm sure I know where this happened. And the minute this woman stepped off the curb with the guy, because the sprinkler, you know, when sprinklers will spray onto a sidewalk or, onto an area where you don't expect the sprinkler to actually, and it nailed the woman, the car, because she didn't want to be nailed by the sprinkler system. It's terrible. So it's just one of these things where, just look at your surroundings. I mean, you think you're just doing an evasive, innocuous action, and, well, something else is lurking right behind that's going to, end your life.
I know you said just get wet, but wouldn't also the look both ways kind of apply here?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, a couple basic.
Absolutely. You don't just step into the street. Make sure that there are no cars coming as well. It's a terrible story. So 2 people hit. The woman was, she's checked out permanently, and the guy was hospitalized. So, Roxanne, you sent me an item last night, and we have talked about the lack of sleep that we get. We don't get a lot of sleep.
No, it's part of the show.
Listen, my schedule's nuts. Morning show, then preparation for an afternoon show, doing the afternoon show. Listen, I'm working
opposite ends of the spectrum, doing two different I've got a rough, crazy schedule.
Work hard. We all work hard in here. All four of us.
I never said you didn't work hard.
And if I'm honest, your work is probably the easiest of all of us. That's right, I said it.
Oh, really?
I mean, you sit down and you talk. We're out there busting our humps.
Dude, I'm standing up.
You are standing
I stand up the entire show.
Okay.
I have not. We've
come back.
That's a good point. He does stand up.
We've been back for 2.5 years on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, and I have not been seated once.
Next time I do a hardware store install, you're coming with me. You're gonna be working with the install team.
Let's have MJ at like the True Value in the middle of Spokane or something.
Roxanne points out through this little item, hey, maybe there's some saving grace here, because it had always been said that if you get poor sleep or if you don't sleep a lot, that kind of, chips years off your life.
I think, they say that sleep's the most important.
Well, maybe not, because there is a new study out, and the new study says that exercising can wipe out the damage that's caused by poor sleep. So poor sleep alone, if you don't exercise, that might not be good for you. It might be, physically disastrous. But if you exercise, if you get poor sleep, that the exercise might negate the problems with the bad sleep.
Yeah, specifically, they say that cardiovascular health is compromised when you don't get enough rest. But obviously, if you're building your heart muscle, you have a strong heart and strong muscles from exercise, then that will compensate for whatever damage the lack of sleep will cause.
Yeah, it says that getting the right amount of sleep is crucial. Sleeping too little or too much can cut off years off your life. But a new study says exercise can counteract the negative effects of getting poor sleep. And if you exercise while still getting poor sleep, it can still help you live longer. A study showed that increased physical activity levels weakened the mortality risks associated with short or long sleep duration. According to the lead researchers here, high-quality sleep and exercise are two things you hear about as individual contributors to a longer life. However, they work together to improve health. That's been unclear. Previous studies haven't been reliable because they use self-reported measurements. Anyway, without going into all the boring stats, if you get little sleep, if you do exercise quite regularly, that kind of reverses the problem of getting poor sleep.
We want to help you get good sleep because you're going to be more tired.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Run around the block 10 times. I'm exhausted. I'm going to sleep like a rock tonight.
That's true. I bet there's something to it.
I walked a little over 10 miles Saturday and Sunday, so little over 5 miles on Saturday, little over 5 miles yesterday.
Yeah, would your car break down on the other side of the bridge?
No, I walk. Every Saturday and Sunday, I take the dogs out for 5-mile walks. And then during the weeknights, Monday through Friday nights, I go for 34 to 37-minute walks. I do 2-mile walks with the dogs. So I am walking a total of 20 miles a week. You being a smart ass over
that's
there?
a lot.
That was Froggy's whistle.
I wish I did that much.
I gave a silent sigh.
I'm afraid I'm going to get hit by a car.
I want you guys to identify this. Well, listen, as far as getting hit by cars, I've had those damn DoorDash and Uber Eats delivery folks on their phones after racing.
Yeah.
First of all, they're on their phones. They're trying to find their stop to drop off the food, so they're not watching where they're going. That's number one. A lot of times they're trying to do as many deliveries as they can in an hour, so they're speeding up.
Oh, my God. How ironic would it be if MJ got clipped by a DoorDash driver delivering a poke bowl?
Hey, I have a story. Listen to me. Tomorrow, I've got a story about food delivery. I have 2 stories about food delivery. Roxanne, you're not going to be here, but I've got 2.
Call me and we'll talk about it. I don't want to miss it.
Call me baby, right? Call me maybe. How does that song go?
Call me maybe.
Call me maybe.
Hi, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I'll call you. So, no, I've got 2 delivery stories yesterday, and they're fantastic. But just finishing up my point, I've almost been run over in my neighborhood by the food delivery folks like half a dozen times because they're speeding because they're trying to make deliveries. They're on their phone. either trying to find the house they're going to or finding their next delivery. And I told a story a month ago that I had a DoorDash or an Uber Eats guy almost run me over. Had to swerve out of the way.
Jeez.
I know. So,
See, what's the point? You're out there trying to get healthy, you end up getting smushed by a car. It defeats the purpose.
I got a bunch of stories, which we'll get to tomorrow, which are fantastic. First, though, can you guys identify this sound? Here it is.
In the pink today.
Oh, good gracious. Watch out.
Oh, my
God. I hope
word.
everybody is okay.
Holy smokes.
Any idea what that is?
That was the golf thing.
Well, why don't you tell me what that golf thing is?
Well, yesterday was Easter, which means you hang out with family. And my family, Bill, my father-in-law, is a golf fanatic.
He is. He's a nut.
And we had to watch the Masters the whole time.
Yeah.
And I know Saturday was very rainy. And Sunday or Saturday, and the ground was wet, and the tree fell.
In the pink today.
Oh, good gracious. Watch out.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I hope everybody is okay.
Killed 50 people.
Holy smokes.
A giant pine tree fell out of the whole root system. The tree fell over, and there were spectators all around up at the Masters. What is that, Augusta, Georgia?
Yeah,
Right?
Augusta.
And the damn tree falls down. Luckily, nobody was injured. People were able to get out of the way. But look at this damn thing. A whole tree just like fell out of the ground.
Wow.
You can see the whole root ball is up in the air, and it's like, what the heck? And they just played right through.
I mean,
it's like Happy Gilmore.
It's like a new rough, right?
Yeah.
I think the weather delay happened. Didn't they do a little delay after the tree fell?
Yeah.
I think they tested every other tree. 760 trees. The Masters will not be finished until Tuesday. No, who won?
Rahm?
Rahm Emanuel won. I don't know.
Tiger Woods was walking around like a tree fell on his leg.
Yeah, Tiger Woods, he bowed out. He said he was in excruciating pain.
Phil Mickelson came in, second?
So who
Phil
won?
Mickelson.
Did some foreign dude win?
Yeah,
Rahm.
A Spaniard named
Where the
Rahm.
hell's he from? From Spain?
Yes.
Well, good for him.
I thought Phil Mickelson was Saudi Arabian banned from golf.
This isn't.
No,
a PGA
this isn't
event.
Live. This is. Hold on. What is this event?
This is
PGA, but I thought he couldn't play PGA.
I think the Masters is not a PGA event; it's its own event.
Masters is its own event. Then you have PGA.
Some of the guys played for the Live group.
And then
some of the guys played for
Then
PGA.
you've got all the
defectors.
The,
who play for the Live.
Arabs started. The Saudis started.
and
Live.
And the guys make a ton of
No,
money.
$200 million. I mean, come on.
Yeah, good for those guys.
Yeah.
Screw
Well, because
PGA.
the Saudis just threw crap loads of money at him. I almost said something
Yeah,
else.
you did.
I almost did. I really did.
Give me a call.
What?
Call me up, Sheik. I'll do mornings in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. You kidding me?
There you go. You know what? If you put one of those Saudi, little get-ups on your head,
Yes, hello.
you could pass.
With that beard now?
Is he kidding? That's why I'm growing it out. So I'm growing it out, trying to attract some new audience.
You got to put that. You got to put that drapery on your head and the little round band around there.
You betcha.
Dude,
Pay
you
a
could
chic load of money.
you could totally be a chic. Fester.
Bet.
Le Freak the Chic or whatever the hell it is.
That's going to be the name of my morning show in Abu Dhabi.
Le Chic the Freak.
There's already a freak show.
Not in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, man. All right. So I'm just looking at my pile of stuff. We got a lot of stuff to get to tomorrow, which I did not quite get to today. Look, I've got like 5 food stories that we've got to get to. And one is a delivery story. I'm going to tell you right now. I've got an item tomorrow that is going to blow the phones off the freaking wall because everyone's going to have something to say. So, anything else, guys, before we roll?
Have a good vacation, Roxanne.
Oh, that's right.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys can call me if you're bored.
We will.
We'll miss you.
I'll prank call you.
Hello. All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Website always loaded, mjmorningshow.com. mjmorningshow.com. If you need to email me anything, any hot gossip, have any good material for the show, just want to say hello. My private email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. Folks, have a fantastic day. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. And let's be careful out there.
The Q105 app is your